Josie, I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but could you please take care of our bills as well? You were lucky to have us run into you here today, so I'm sure you're okay with covering the costs, right? I mean, we are your family, after all. What? Wait, but that's a little... This was such a great coincidence, right? Oh, it's rare for us to ever run into you like that. I was so happy to see you in the same restaurant as all of us, and that made me eat even more than I'm used to. Our bill is around $500, but you can take care of that for us, please. What? You're telling me that you, your husband, and your daughter were all able to eat $500 worth of food here? Well, this kind of a restaurant happens to serve very fine courses, so we took it upon ourselves to order them. Normally, we would never be willing to pay that much for food, but since you're here, you'll be able to cover the bill for us, right? What are you talking about, Angela? $500 is a lot of money. Oh my, but for someone like you, $500 should be nothing considering you're making far more than that, right? How lovely it must be to be you. You got to be born as the daughter of a company owner, and someday you'll become the CEO of that company too. I wish I could have been given such a wonderful gift like never having to get off my butt in order to make money. What are you going on about right now? Well, when it comes to your family, you guys just sit on your laptops all the time in meetings and make money doing that, right? That's the kind of work anyone can do. But you were given the gift of having a company-owning father. How wonderful for you. I'll tell you right now that it's not as easy as you think to do all of this work. There are plenty of things that I have to be responsible for. Well, it's fine. I can understand people having the wrong idea of the work I do. As for right now, I'll pay that bill for you all. But I didn't bring all that much money with me today, and I don't have my card case either, so could you please pay half of it right now? I'll make sure to give you the other half when I get home. Huh? What are you going on about right now? Are you actually going to force your in-laws to help you pay? Excuse me? No, I wasn't trying to force you guys to pay. You really are the most useless wife ever. I cannot believe what I've just had to hear from you. At a time like this, you should be stepping in and letting us all know that you'll pay for our dinners and more since we allowed you into our family. Yet you weren't able to do that without me having to help you, and now you want me to help pay half? Ha! I've had enough of you for today. It seems that what you expect from me and what I expect from myself are very different. But I'll listen to you this time. Just give me a little bit to go out and get some money from my car. Then we'll come and leave our bill with you and be heading out while you pay for us. Thank you very much for dinner tonight. Hold on a second. Can you at least come and fill out this paper for me? I have to keep all the bills and everything in check at home, and it would really help me out a lot if you wrote down what you guys ordered and stuff. Huh? Oh, Jesus, you really are causing trouble now. Please make an effort to make things like paying for your in-laws a smoother process. I do not like having to come to you every time and having to sign all those papers you have. What?
It happened again today? There's no way they keep running into you again and again like that by coincidence.
I know. I think they're all stalking me right now and follow me to places like restaurants and bars in order to do these exact things to me.
Do they really need to go through all of that in order to get a free meal from someone? And I've been sending them money every month that they can use for things like food, even though I'd rather not send them anything. No matter how hard I try and put things together in my head, I can't understand what's going on with them. They are my own family, and yet I still cannot comprehend what is happening inside their heads. Ah, that's right. Were you able to get my mom or dad to sign that paper for you with their bill?
Of course. I'll never forget to have them sign those papers for me.
I see. Well, at least we have documentation of that now as well. I really am so sorry for what my family has been doing to you, Josie. You must really hate my family now.
Honestly, I don't really hate them. They're all kind of like a walking anomaly. Your parents and sister all seem to think that they can just have anything they want, and their selfishness is so great that it's kind of fun to watch. You're not to blame for the way those three turned out anyway, so please don't say sorry about it.
But The fact that those three are literally following you everywhere is insane, right? Do you think they know everything about you? Like the things you don't even write down on your calendar or anything?
I think so. I made sure to not even write down the plans for today and never said anything about them to anyone. So if they had something like a listening device on me even, they shouldn't have known. Today I even went to that restaurant straight from my office, so I'm not sure how they were able to follow me.
Then they have to be stalking you pretty severely to the point that they may have hired someone else to follow you around. I can't believe this. What are they doing with all their time, man?
Have those three always been that way, or did it only start happening when I came around?
That's how they've always been. Ever since elementary school, I think. They would follow me to and from school and ask me to bring in a Tupperware to class so that I could bring my school lunch leftovers out to them. That was freaking embarrassing, and the principal wouldn't even do anything to stop them. That led them doing that every single day that I was going to school, and all of my classmates would make fun of me for it.
What? You're joking, right? That's really screwed up, but what about your older sister?
She is taken after both of my parents and is always following them in their footsteps. Actually, she's become even worse because she'll go out and literally steal food from people. I get that my family has never been very well off, so at times I can understand wanting to go out and take food.
I see. So you've really had yourself a safe family then.
I'm sure hoping you were being sarcastic there. Because my family is anything but safe, and I'm not even sure if they have any money anymore. My dad has always been wasting all of his money on cars and my mom on jewelry. And when I became old enough to work, they had me start doing part-time jobs and taking my money for me to use on their own desires. And if that wasn't bad enough, by the time my birthday or Christmas would come around, the only thing they would give me was a bag of expired chocolate.
Chocolate? Every year you got expired chocolate?
Yeah, pretty messed up, right? But since my sister was always following in their footsteps, they would buy her toys and such to reward her for being so good. All of that led to me losing it eventually, and when I finished high school, I moved out of their house and never went back. Yet, they were still able to follow me and find out where I work. I don't get it anymore.
So you really had yourself a pretty bad childhood then. No wonder you were never really talking much about it before.
I really wanted to keep my family away from you when we started dating and when we get married. But somehow they were able to find out about you and then find out about your dad and his company. This is really starting to turn into one giant mess.
You're not wrong about that. We need to start coming up with a proper plan in order to get rid of them.
Yes, we sure do.
Angela, why are you guys all here right now? What's that? What a huge coincidence! Whoever thought that we'd all be running into you today at this really fancy wine bar? So you're going to call this one a coincidence as well, huh? I'm sure you've all been waiting here for me to come inside, right? Oh, don't say such horrible things about other people, please. Do you really think that my family and I have the ability to find out every single restaurant or bar that you're going to be at? I'm sure that today, just like every other day, you guys followed me here, right? Then how come we were all in this place before you walked inside? Had we been following you here, then you would have come inside first with us following behind after you, right? Oh, well, that is very true. Which makes this nothing more than a coincidence. Just a very miraculous coincidence. Now, let's all quit all of this chatting and get to drinking some fine wines and eating some lovely charcuterie. Today is the day of our anniversary. So would you all please let the two of us have some time to ourselves and enjoy the dinner we have scheduled here in peace? Oh, that's completely fine with us. Oh, there happens to be plenty of private rooms at this wine bar for events such as that. So there really is no reason for you guys to be eating at the exact same spot as us, right? Right? That's right, which means we'll be in a separate area from you guys. Of course, though, the bill will be all together tonight. After all, we're all family here. You guys would never make your parents pay for their food, right? Oh, please let Grayson know what I've said. Understood? Oh, my stomach is so full. I knew that the foods at a place so high-end as this would be too good to pass up on. Those cheeses were all so creamy and rich, I just couldn't stop myself from ordering more and more. Is that so? Well, I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed your dinner. The three of us are so full now that we can't even get up from our table. And the fact that this is all going to be paid for by you makes this night so magical. Well, thank you very much, Josie. I never said that I would be paying for all that food, though. Huh? And what are you trying to say to me now? Today's the day of your guys' wedding anniversary, is it not? Which means that you both will be treating your family to this dinner. That would be the right thing to do, after all. We made sure to eat up on as much as we could tonight, and that would be around the amount to feed 30-odd people. So please, take care of the bill for us. But I'm not married to anyone. What? Just this morning I got a divorce from Grayson. Which would mean that you three are not my family anymore, as you are all a part of my ex's family now. Making you guys strangers to me, pretty much. What are you talking about now? Are you really that troublesome of a child, Josie? Did you drink yourself a little too much wine over there to the point that you can't even remember who you're married to? Actually, I didn't have any wine to drink tonight. Grayson and I are now divorced, and that's what I'm trying to say to you. I have no idea what you're going on about right now, woman. Today is the day of your guys' wedding anniversary, and that's what you both came here to celebrate, right? So what the hell are you saying when you talk about a divorce? I've become fed up with the three of you, so I went ahead and got a divorce from your son in order to never have to deal with any one of you again. Huh? Don't tell me, you're actually being serious with me right now? I'm being very serious right now. Therefore, you and I are now strangers to one another. I have no reason to be paying for your guys' meal tonight, so please take care of the bill on your own. Oh, is there really any reason for you to be doing that? There is. Because the three of you have been so rude to me this whole time and are like leeches eating away at all of my money. You seem to think that just because you three were my in-laws, you could ask me to do whatever you wanted. Well, luckily, we're no longer family anymore, so I have the right to leave this place and not give two craps about your guys' bill. I don't care that you're only bringing that up to us now, but I want to know how we're supposed to pay now. None of us brought any money with us today. What were you three thinking coming out to eat tonight and not bringing any way to pay for your food and drink? That sounds very malicious of you guys. Would you like me to call the police for you and have them figure something out? What the hell, Josie? Who do you think you are talking to us that way? I've had enough of this. I can tell that you're not going to listen to anything I have to say. I'll ask Grayson to help us out instead. At least he's still a part of my family. I'm sure you three aren't aware yet, but Grayson is just as fed up with the three of you as I am. Seems like he's been holding in a lot of anger for every bag of expired chocolate you've been giving him over the years. Huh? Expired chocolate? Listen, Grayson, tell me what the hell is going on with your situation right now. Is it really true that you and Josie got a divorce?
Yes, that's the truth. That means she is no longer a part of your family anymore.
Why would you do something so idiotic, boy? For the time being, we're going to need you to take care of the bill here. Then after we get home, we can talk more about this.
The thing is though, Mom, I don't have any money on me right now.
What?
Actually, all my money is being held in Josie's and my shared accounts. And well, in this divorce, all that money was taken by Josie, and so I have nothing to pay with. She is no longer my wife now, so I have no right to go and ask her for any of that money back, because we are more like strangers than anything else now. So there's nothing I can do for you. I was planning on having her pay for me as well tonight, just like all of you.
What are you saying, Grayson? How dare you use that as an excuse to not help us out? You're still a part of my family, right? You have to find some way to help your family out then. Find some way to pay for our dinner right now. If we don't start paying soon, the manager of this place is going to call the police on us.
And I told you already, I don't have any money. How am I supposed to pay for you guys when I can't even pay for myself?
Then you go and ask Josie to please pay for all of us.
I just asked her that, and she rolled her eyes at me before saying no. There's nothing I can do to get her to say yes now, because she's just a stranger to me.
You two, are you guys trying to make a fool out of me now? I will not forgive you for something like that. That bull crap.
What are you going on about, Mom? You three have been the ones making fools out of Josie, right? Always following her to places and making her pay for you. Do you have any idea now how many times she has paid for your guys' food or drinks?
You think I'm going to sit here and think about all of those times?
Well, then allow me to tell you. You have so far done this to Josie 43 times, and in total, you have had her pay around $4,453 for you three.
What?
I just told you. You have all cost her $4,453 after 43 times of going out and following her around. So I am not going to listen to you go on and on complaining about how my wife isn't nice to you when she has given you and Dad that kind of money when she hasn't even wanted to.
Why do you know about all that stuff?
Those numbers I got from Josie because she's been keeping count. Now, there's one last thing that I need to tell you before I stop texting back. After all you've done to my ex-wife and I'm going to cut ties with the whole family.
Huh? Now what the actual hell are you saying to me?
Not only you, but also Dad and also Vanessa. I am sick of all three of you and want out of this mess. I will never see any one of you ever again after today. And you all can forget about getting any more money from me every month. If any of you do ever try looking for me, I will go out and expose all the horrible things the three of you have done to everyone. Understand?
Hold on a second. If you stop sending us that money every month, then how are we going to continue living in that house? Your dad is no longer working a job, and your sister.
Huh? Vanessa should still be working full-time at the bank, right?
She is working there still, but that girl doesn't give a single penny to your dad or I. She's so selfish about her money and will never even spend any of it on herself because she wants to save it all up.
Who the hell do you think you are, calling only her selfish, though? Also, the reason she ended up that way wasn't just her fault. That was the way you and Dad taught her to act, and so she thinks it's totally acceptable to be selfish and not have to share.
But your dad and I have just been accepting her ways of being a little bit selfish. But we can't handle it anymore now.
Then why don't you and Dad kick her out of your house?
Well, because that would be... Anyhow, if you cut ties to the three of us, we're all going to be in huge trouble.
You think I freaking care? Now I'm getting out of here, and Josie is coming along with me. You guys figure out how to get yourselves out of this mess this time. Bye.
Hey, did you really not like all that chocolate your dad and I were giving you?
You must have heard about that from Josie then. If you thought about what you were doing to your own son, you'd understand why I hated it. Every year for my birthday and for Christmas, I had to get a bag of old chocolate that was meant for baking. I have had enough from you three, and I am out of here. Don't even try calling or texting me anymore, Mom, and make sure Dad and Vanessa know not to talk to me as well.
Wait, Grayson! Josie, oh, please come back to the wine bar. We were just told that the restaurant will be closing soon here, but we don't have any way to pay for the food and drinks. And I do not care. How many times now have you tried calling me these past 30 minutes? I think around 55 times. Just use a dang card or something to pay your bill and go the hell home. But they're saying that the bill is $4,500 this time. I only have one credit card on me right now, but I haven't paid it off yet, so I can only use about $200. Well, I'm sure you could have guessed how expensive the bill would be by the fact that you all ate around the amount 30 people would eat. We just need you to lend us some money, okay? If you don't, then we're going to have the police called on us. Oh, that's right. I'm sure I shouldn't be saying something like this at this time, but I want you and your family to pay me back the $4,453 that you had me spend on you all. All right? Huh? You want us to pay you back? But that was you treating us to food and drink all those times, right? And to this day, I have never said one time that I was treating any of you to those meals. I was just lending you all the money to pay those bills. You also went and filled out and signed all the IOUs that I handed to you before saying so. IOUs? I don't ever remember signing any documents from you like that. Did you just remember now? Whenever I was having to pay for you three, you came and filled out a paper and signed it, right? Those were all IOUs that I was keeping for a moment just like this. And each and every time I asked you to sign those, you never bothered to read them, did you? Those were all IOUs? I never knew I was signing a bunch of IOUs. That's not fair. I signed those without even knowing what they were, so that is not fair. You can't tell me you didn't know what you were signing at the time because all of this information was written on those papers. And you signed them 43 times, Angela. But you told me each and every time that you were using them to keep track of your spending. And I was. I had to use those IOUs in order to tell what money was going to be paid back to me eventually and what money wasn't. So there was no lying on my part. But that is all too screwed up. It's unreasonable. And to me, the most unreasonable thing was having 3 people stalking me all the time so that they could come to the exact same places as me and force me to pay for their food. Now, that was all I had to tell you, so I'll be going now. You hold it right there! I said you just wait a second! Angela, that was really surprising for me. I never thought you'd be able to figure out where I'd be going next. What? It's not like I'm doing anything wrong right now. But you paid that girl off that I work with, who also happened to be an old classmate of Vanessa's, to spy on me and give you more information. I already made sure to tell HR about this, and right now she's being chewed out by the manager of this department in his office. But you were telling me before that you didn't have any money, yet you had enough to pay someone to feed you information about me? Something is seriously wrong with you, Angela. Shut up already! Just leave all of that alone! Fine, but now I at least know why you never kicked your greedy little daughter out of the house when she wasn't sharing with you. You were using her and her classmate in order to find out where I was going at all times. We have been living in hell over here. Unlike you and your wealthy lifestyle, we have nothing. My husband and I have been so jealous of all the high-end restaurants you get to go to. I understand wanting to go somewhere that you can't afford. But you cannot say things like that when you are both having to live off your son's money already because you both don't want to work. I'm not even that wealthy to begin with. Hey, how are we all going to support ourselves now? Grayson went and actually cut ties to all of us, and we can no longer pay for this house. Now that I think about it, how did you guys end up paying for all the wine and food you had at that wine bar? Well, they took all our information down and made sure that we came in the next day to pay them. My husband and I ended up having to borrow money from the bank to do that. Well, that was your only option, wasn't it? That means you guys now have to pay the bank back for that borrowed money, right? That's going to be really tricky for 2 unemployed jack-offs. And it wasn't just that, you jerk! We also had to worry about paying all that money back to you! Well, that was a part of the deal after signing those IOUs. Sorry that you decided not to read anything. Now, due to the fact that I am no longer a part of your family and don't want to hear from you ever again, I'm blocking your phone number. If we do ever meet again, coincidentally, then I might buy you guys a pack of expired chocolates or something as a gift. After that, I went ahead and blocked Angela's phone number along with her husband's number as well. However, for a bit, I was getting spam calls from different numbers that had their caller ID blocked. I could tell that it was Angela trying to get a hold of me, so I made one last push against her, and that was changing my own number, as well as blocking all of her social media accounts. And ever since I'd done that, I haven't had to see her texts or hear her annoying voice ever again. From what I've heard others say about them, those 3 were all removed from their house not too long after, as they couldn't pay the rent for it anymore. They originally tried to squat in the house after the landlord had kicked them out of the house and gone home, but when they realized that the doors were all locked, they broke in through a window. But all that work of breaking back in and squatting there would come to a quick end the next day, as the landlord came back to start cleaning the place out and found them sleeping inside on the living room floor. They didn't even hesitate when calling the police, and by the time Angela and everyone were waking up, the police were inside and getting ready to handcuff them. Those three spent the next day in the county jail before being released and made to pay $10,000 for breaking the window and entering the house, putting Angela and her husband only further into debt. After they were released, Angela's husband then went out and got himself a job working part-time at a car wash. And Angela herself even picked up a job as a sign twirler. They were able to get a really cheap apartment together, meant for just one person to live in. So you could say things are pretty tight for the three of them. But only a week after moving into that new apartment, Vanessa wasn't able to take it anymore, and so she moved away. However, it wasn't long before the company she'd been working for learned about how harsh she was treating her coworkers, and so she was forced to leave the company as well. She was then also forced to pay some fines to the company, as it also came out that she'd been selling private company information to other companies. So right now she is drowning in some serious debt and will most likely never be hired by a large-scale company again. She even tried going back to her parents' apartment after that, but was told by her dad that her mom has disowned her, and so she would have to go. Of course, her being the selfish brat that she is, she started to scream and cry about how she needed to live with them, but those cries were landing on deaf ears, and soon the door was shut and locked on her. As of right now, I've heard that Vanessa's living on the streets and has taken a particular interest in drug culture. It only took another few months for Angela and her husband to pay off the debt they were in, and once that was done, Angela quit her job as a sign twirler. But her husband wasn't so amused by what she'd done, as now it was only him that was forced to work all the time, so they began fighting, and I believe they still are. As for what happened with me, I went and got remarried to Grayson, and we are now back to being a very happy husband and wife.
Hey, you. Are you the dispatcher from that hiring place the company looked into? Is this the correct number that I'm messaging? What's your name?
Yes, hello there. I'm the dispatcher that's just been hired. My name is Lola Baxter, and I suppose I'll be working with you soon, so...
Oh, okay. So you're Lola. To be honest, I don't care about your name right now. I'm really not up for pleasantries. You came to our branch office today on a temporary basis.
Yes, that's right, sir. I did. It's nice to be acquainted with you. I look forward to working together, and I hope that we can get along well.
I'm Barney Hunter, the branch president's son. Starting today, I'll be in charge of your training and what you'll learn at this company. If you even think about trying to disobey my orders, I won't accept any of your behavior, and you'll be out of here before I can say you're fired. Do you understand?
Okay, yes, sir. I'll listen and do the best that I can do in my job. What should I be doing exactly, sir? I do understand I may need some training, but I couldn't help but wonder. After taking a quick look at this department, I've found a few things in some areas that are in need of improvement, so I'd like to share this information in a meeting. I would like this meeting held within the department so that I can communicate what improvements need to be made so that we're all on the same page.
Excuse me? What did you just ask for? You're kidding me, right? You turn around and say that when you're literally just been dispatched? Anyway, let's just have some tea today and then you can watch and learn how everything is done, alright? You don't want to stress yourself on the first day, okay? You can watch the other employees work under the direction of our brilliant branch manager. You'll see how well he leads everyone. Also, I want you to please learn about the in-company system that I developed, alright? You should at least do that much today.
Well, with that being said, sir, it would be a little unrealistic to suddenly just start learning by only watching everyone else. I should actually be doing other things as well. Don't you have a manual or something to help train new employees? It would be really beneficial to me if I could read that as well as watch the employees.
You want to read a training manual? I don't know anything about that. You've hardly been here for that long and you're already starting to talk back? That's not going to get you anywhere in this company. You know, I really do hate sassy women like you sometimes.
Excuse me? What did you just say about me, sir? That statement is a very inappropriate thing to say to a new employee, so please take that back.
Oh, did I hit a nerve, little girl? You want to take back what I said? Why should I, when I'm a higher rank than you? I can say what I like. You obey me, not the other way around. You're just a temporary employee, Lola. I'm just trying to make you feel more comfortable around me. I'm your boss after all. Okay, let's get on with what I actually want to say. I'll ask you to give a speech at this morning's meeting today. Think about what you want to say. It starts at around 10 o'clock, so I wouldn't leave it until then to figure out what you want to say. Be prepared, Lola.
Wait a minute, what? You want me to give a speech in front of the entire staff room? You could have told me this a little earlier on so I had more time.
Yes, but you'll be fine. We give speeches to let other employees know a bit more about you. It's so you can make a new friend as a temporary employee. Now, you've got 30 minutes to give your speech. Surely you'll be able to say a bunch about yourself in 30 minutes, right?
Are you seriously making me, as a first-time employee to your company today, you're going to make me speak about myself for 30 minutes? Well, surely it's not just going to apply only to me, right? Does this maybe apply to other newcomers in the company as well?
Of course! This is just a norm for people that come into our company branch. If you have any problems with the script, please come and talk to me about it. But if you're not going to do this properly, I'll have no choice but to give you a lecture on how to do speeches properly. You're an adult, so you can do this.
But, sir, this is absolutely unnecessary. How am I supposed to talk about myself for 30 minutes to complete strangers I've never met before? Excuse me, sir, sorry to bother you this early in the morning, but I have a question. Barney, who's in charge of my training, asked me to do a 30-minute speech at the morning meeting. Do you as the branch president understand what's going on here? Is this a typical thing that newcomers do at the company?
Are you a temporary employee who's joining us today? I'm sorry, but what's brought this on all of a sudden? Doing speeches when you first arrive has become the norm at this branch. It may be difficult at first, but just do your best.
Oh, okay. So are you asking other new employees and temporary employees to do the same thing? They all do a 30-minute speech?
Well, it's pretty obvious that all the people do a speech when they're a new worker. That's usually the case anyway. There are some who can't even do that and run off. This is a necessary step to measure one's suitability as a member of our company's society. Everyone should be able to talk in front of others with no issues.
But if it's to measure aptitude, why wasn't this done at the time of my interview? I think it's wrong to measure someone's suitability the morning of joining a new company.
Who do you think you are, speaking to me like this? Are you judging how I should do things at my own company? That's so rude. Are you trying to tell me that you don't want to give a speech so much that you thought it would be okay to come to me directly about it? The branch president?
It's not that I don't want to do it, Mr. Hunter. I'm just against this outrageous custom. Why give such a long speech in front of everyone for? I was surprised to learn that even the branch president tolerates this. Who even came up with this idea? It's not really necessary. And also, along with having to do this, being told to do it on the morning of the day I'm supposed to give my speech is nothing more than a nuisance to me and other employees.
Oh, great. I knew that a temporary employee would give me some stick eventually. I guess that would be you. I've got no choice but to complain to the staffing agency about this. Look, I won't if you just do what you're told to do. You have no need to voice your opinion at this time. Doing the speech is what it means to be a member of our company's world.
Okay, fine. I understand, sir. There's no need to go to the staffing agency about this. I'll do the speech at 10 o'clock like I'm supposed to. However, I'm still against doing this. I'm going to contact the head office about this, and I'll ask for a decision by them.
Okay, so be it. But I'm sometimes at the head office. If there's something that I don't like being done, I'll immediately tell someone at that office. But even at the head office, we've got no time to listen to every single complaint that some young and temporary employee has to say.
Well, no matter what they tell me, I'm going to ask them for a decision on this. Surely they'll agree with some of my points. By the way, there are also several other improvements that need to be made at your branch office. I'll summarize it in writing and submit it to you later.
Okay, sure. Do whatever you like. The person who's in charge of your training, his name is Barney Hunter, is that correct?
Yes, that's him, Barney Hunter. He introduced himself to me as the branch president's son. He definitely made that point very clear.
That's him, yes. I basically leave everything about the branch office up to him. If you want anything done, he'll do it. I'm sure he'll treat you well.
But I don't understand. He's still new to the company, isn't he, Mr. Hunter? Don't you think it's a bit soon in his career to be leaving all the duties to him?
No, there's nothing wrong with doing that if he's capable. As a father, I know everything I need to know about Barney's work ethic, and it's excellent. I decided to leave everything to him, so everything's okay. I trust him to do things well. He's an excellent programmer and a genius who developed the system for the branch by himself. He also came up with the idea for the speech at the morning meeting. I think it's a brilliant idea, and newcomers will do that.
But sir, if everything is being left to Barney Hunter, what exactly is the branch president doing at the office? Can you please explain that?
How dare you ask me that sort of question? You need to shut your mouth right now. If you have time to complain, you've got time to work. You need to work and work hard if you want to survive in this company. I guess it's time to think of what to say for your speech. You better do that right now.
Okay, sir, I can guess what you're saying. I'll never ask that sort of question again. Well, then I guess I'll try and do a good speech in front of the employees.
You better just listen to Barney and do what he says. Don't even think about contacting me about this again. You obey us or get out of here. Hey, what the heck is this speech all about, Lola? Are you trying to mess with me or something? Why would you say stuff like that for?
All I wanted to do was share with you all the problems and the areas of improvement at this branch office. You asked me to set up a place for this kind of meeting, and I just thought that in front of all the employees was the perfect place.
Oh, come on, don't be silly. What do you mean what can be improved when it comes to temporary workers? That's not what the speech should be about.
But you were grinning the whole time about it, weren't you, Barney? You've always laughed when you've seen newcomers having trouble giving speeches, haven't you? The expressions on other employees' faces were also very mixed. The only people who have lots of fun are you and the branch president.
Well, I mean, you gave a pretty good speech, I can tell you that much. Look, I'm not good at this, and I'm not trying to be super bossy, all right?
Hey, the biggest problem here is that you used violence against me. Moreover, punching someone in the face can hardly be described as training.
Well, if the new person has an issue with how I work, I'll hit them a little bit. We're not university students anymore. If every individual isn't aware of how I work, the company will collapse. I'm very serious about everything I do because it's for the sake of the company. This is how things are done around here. Get used to it.
Since you're so serious about your job and this company being successful, then can't you stop your violent ways? Because it's affecting a lot of employees around you.
I'm not sure if I really want to change my ways because it's working well for everyone. You want to call the head office? Go ahead if you want to. You know that if you do, it'll get to my father and he'll make all the accusations that you've been saying completely disappear. He'll cover it up for me.
This branch seems to be even more corrupt than I thought that it was. This is unbelievable that this type of thing is happening in a company like this.
What on earth are you talking about? What makes it so corrupt? You're just some good-for-nothing temp who has no idea what they're talking about. Our branch office is steadily increasing in numbers. As long as the company is putting out the numbers that it should be, there shouldn't be any problems.
What is your deal? Seriously, have you and the branch president lost your humanity or something? You're treating these employees terribly. If you could do something to improve the situation there or just be replaced, it would be a much better branch office. Are you sure you don't want to consider changing your ways?
Wow, you're a very talkative woman. You better watch what you say or you'll get it from me. You don't want that now, do you? Are you trying to disrespect me? An elite? You're saying so much about my branch and you've only just been dispatched? This is such a joke. You know what? The next time you want to voice your opinion about my branch, how about I just punch you in the face? Try to speak up, I dare ya.
You still think I'm a temporary worker still, Barney? I work for the head office, as a matter of fact. Well, I guess I've blown my own cover now.
What on earth are you talking about, woman? Can't you just explain things properly? How are you not a temp worker?
Well, first of all, let me apologize for lying to you this entire time about who I really am. I was actually just pretending to be a temp worker who got hired. Once again, my name is Lola Baxter, and I was actually dispatched from the head office. I came here to investigate the internal affairs of this branch office.
What the heck? You're running an internal investigation into my branch office? Whoa, just hold on there for a minute, lady. I understand that you're letting out your frustrations right now, but there's no need for you to lie like this. There's no way that a young lady like you could be involved in an internal investigation.
Excuse me? I've got no idea what you mean by that, but don't dispute what I do for a living, please. I'm being dead serious about this, Barney. This was a setup for me to come in as a newcomer. I did this because I knew I'd only get hired because I'm young and full of potential, as a scumbag like you would think. Even though I may look young to you, it's only because I take good care of myself. I'm actually in my 30s.
What do you mean this was all set up as you being a new employee for the office? What do you mean? Oh, I get it. Nice joke, father. I'll have to tell my dad how well he got me with this one. You can go ahead and tell him how funny he is, but he can't fool me.
If you don't believe what I'm telling you, Barney, please contact the head office and check with them about me being at this branch. I'm sure they'll have all the answers you're looking for. Maybe they might even tell you the details you wanted to know about me, Lola Baxter.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I'll call up the head office and see what's actually going on. I'm sure that this is just some prank my dad pulled. I'll ring them up right now and see what they have to say about the newcomer to the company. Then I can get all the dirt I like about you. Even if you make excuses later, I don't care. Okay, there's obviously been some kind of huge mistake here. I'd like to say that I'm extremely sorry about that. I didn't mean to hit you, I swear. I just meant to make this all a big joke. I actually don't do any of these things at the office, and I really am sorry for what I did.
You know that it's really low of you to start making excuses for your behavior right now when you know what your intentions were, Barney. There were many witnesses in the branch that saw this occur. We all thought that you did it intentionally because you couldn't stand what was being said. You knew that you wanted to punch me in the face, and that's what you did. A lot of people saw that, and you can't turn back time.
Okay, yes, a lot of people did see me do that, but I told you that I was sorry for what I did, so what's going to happen to me now?
Well, if it all goes the way I want it to, you'll be fired from the company. I'm also planning to file a complaint, so this will probably go to court and be settled there. You need to keep this in mind, so you better hire a good lawyer if you want to lessen the blow on your reputation, Barney.
Wait, what? Want to take me to court for a real trial? On what grounds? What crime have I possibly committed?
Are you kidding me right now? Don't you know that it's a crime to hit someone? That's assault, and you had an intent to cause injury. Wasn't that your plan?
What on earth are you talking about? This is escalating too quickly, Miss Baxter. I didn't know that lightly hitting someone in the workplace is a crime.
Well, aren't you stupid then? Any form of violence on another person is a crime, Barney. There's also a suspicion that you're improperly using company money. Although it is still in the research stage, it's almost certain that this is what you've been doing. You'll be judged in the same way as you punching me.
No, you're lying. I've not been doing anything like that. You're going way too far with this now. This is absolute crap and you know it. You can't just start accusing me of such things. Where's the proof that I've been doing anything, huh? Why are you saying all this?
There was a complaint made by a certain employee about your actions in the company. I can't go into details, but I was sent here to investigate the accusations.
Okay, and? What did you find in your investigation, Miss Baxter? What's the results of this phony investigation?
If you haven't got a clue what the results are, maybe that's something for you to look into since this concerns you. To be honest, you should know the results by now.
Oh no, this is crap. I bet you don't even have proof of me doing anything. You just want this over faster so you can go back to your fancy head office, don't you, Lola? Besides, you know that I didn't do any of what you're accusing me of. Please stop investigating my branch office and get out of here.
You know that it's my job to do this, so I'll continue doing my investigation no matter how long it takes, Barney. You're not going to stop me doing my job. If you really haven't done anything that I've been saying, then there should be nothing to be afraid of when it comes to the results coming out later on.
Okay, I guess you've got a point. I suppose that's true. I guess I've done nothing wrong, so I won't worry about any of this.
Now, there will have to be a little talk with the branch manager, so I guess I'll leave that up to you to do since he's your father after all. I'd like to talk to you again later.
Wait a minute. What? You want me to talk to my father? I mean, the branch manager about this, I don't know if I can possibly do that at this time. There's so much to do. Okay, what on earth is going on here? I have heard the majority of this outrageous story from my son. He told me that you're an internal affairs investigator. Are you kidding me? Have you actually been dispatched from the head office to look into our branch? This is unbelievable. You lied to us.
Well, as an investigator, I'm supposed to lie initially so that you don't suspect what I'm actually doing. I received direct instructions from the CEO to look into your office. I was actually planning to work as a temporary employee for a longer period of time, but I got most of the evidence I needed on the first day.
Oh, right. Is that so, huh? So with that being said, are you going to tell me the results of your findings or not, Miss Baxter?
As you can see for yourself, you and your son, Barney Hunter, are involved in an embezzlement case. I did a quick look at your account system, and that provided evidence for it. This sloppy crime that you've committed shows exactly how you were able to do whatever you both wanted at this branch office. You probably thought that there was no way that you'd be found out like this, but it really was easy to know when something was going down. Am I correct in saying that?
I don't know how you could have found all this out in one day. Are you sure you're not mistaken? Who is the person behind all this, then, if this is true?
There's no way that I can turn around and say who exactly started this whole thing. However, I do have one thing to say to you, Mr. Hunter. It's not just one person accusing you and your son of those crimes. It's multiple people who have wanted to come forward but didn't want to lose their job because of it.
Wait a minute. You think there's more than one person saying things? Like a big group of people? How could that happen right under my nose?
You know, it's not just 2 or 3 people saying what they think is happening. Almost all the employees at this branch probably share the same frustration. There is only one person that's an exception to this rule. It's the female employee in charge of accounting who was acquired by you, sir.
So if you can give me an approximate number, how many of my employees have betrayed me today? Have they all forgotten how much I've taken care of them?
I don't think they see things that way anymore since you've stabbed them all in the back, Mr. Hunter. You and your son will be sued by the company for the crimes committed. I'm sure that you'll both be ordered to pay a huge compensation, so the head office will be planning on continuing on with this case.
There's absolutely no way that this is happening right now. How can you just turn around and sue us like this when we're making money? How do you have the power to do this? All you are is some laid-back little girl who thinks it's funny to sabotage the little branch offices just because you sit in a comfy chair in the head office. Listen to me, young lady. You tell the people at the head office this. Our branch office produces high numbers every month. Please don't file a complaint about us if we're making such profits for the company. We're helping you big guys out, not hindering you in any way.
Yeah, no, I'm not making any deals with you. You're dodgy and nobody trusts you or your son. Please argue this out in court. I told you before, hire a good lawyer. But it's obvious to everyone that the reason why the numbers are high is because of the hard-working employees, not you or your son. You take advantage of them.
What are you even talking about? How dare you turn around and say such things to a branch manager? I don't take advantages of the employees. They wouldn't be working so hard if it wasn't for me or my son.
Okay, I'm going to talk about one example and how you took advantage of them, Mr. Hunter. It's quite a specific example of what you and your son did. The in-office system that you introduced when you set up your own branch office was an inferior product. The employees made modifications to it and it came to life. You took the credit for the system when they did all the hard work. If the original version created by Barney remained unchanged, the system would have collapsed.
But I don't understand. How on earth did you know about that? You're seriously a good snooper, aren't you? You think you're so good at your job, don't you?
It's because I am, Mr. Hunter. Of course this information was also included in the accusation that the employees gave to me. All of the data evidence still remains backed up. I also looked at the early version of the system, and I would be able to manage a whole elementary school with that. It's fine to perform an evaluation on your son, but sir, you need to think about this more objectively. You need to stop protecting each other and face the consequences.
All you are is a little girl who needs to shut up right now. You're making my blood pressure rise so much. I've been supporting this branch for over 10 years. I'm a dedicated branch president that brings the head office money for their business. Does that not mean anything to you people? How much do you think it took to do this? We were wanting to make more money. What's the big deal in that, huh? We've gone through a lot to get to this point.
The hardships you've gone through and the embezzlement scheme are completely unrelated, Mr. Hunter. You do realize that you're going to have to testify in court, okay? I can hear it now. Since I've worked so hard to get where I am today, I thought that it was okay to just be a thief for a little while. That's how I imagine what you'll say in the witness chair.
This is absolute crap that you're making here, lady. How dare you question my authority and what I've done? I wish there was some way to fire you. Anything I can do to you to ruin your life would be great for me right now. You're not free from our wrath yet, Lola Baxter. Do you understand that?
And you threatening me right now is only going to make your situation way worse than it already is, Mr. Hunter. Don't underestimate what I can do from the head office. Let me tell you now, your conversations and messages right now are being monitored by the company, and anything you say to me can be used as evidence. This is my company phone, and I can send these messages to the head office as soon as this investigation is over. You've just threatened me, Mr. Hunter. What you say to me and anyone else will be used in court proceedings, so please watch what you say. You're in a worse off position now than when this conversation started.
You better be prepared for my wrath in court then, Miss Baxter. You're going down no matter what the company tries to do to me and my son.
Oh, I am more than prepared for what happens, Mr. Hunter. I guess there's nothing more to say apart from, I'll see you in court. Don't forget to bring your lawyer. It's so pathetic at how two men can laugh at someone giving a speech so much. After the investigation concluded, the men were both lost for words. Barney was taken in by the police on charges of causing bodily harm. He had to pay a fine and compensation directly to Lola. In another matter, Mr. Hunter was also charged by the police for fraud and theft. Both of them are currently in prison serving time for the crimes they committed. At the head office, they didn't believe the situation to be too bad for the employees and deeply apologized to them for not noticing the issue sooner. Since the branch president's absence, the performance at the branch office has more than doubled. Him and his son were a disease to the organization, and without them, the employees can shine in their positions. As for Lola, she returned to the head office and is working closely with the CEO. In light of the incident, they keep a close eye on other offices now.
Whitney, are you being serious right now? Hi. About what? Bryce isn't coming over to visit me this weekend. He's pretty busy recently. Violet also started to go to nursery school, so he picks her up sometimes. He didn't tell you? What? No. That's something more important than me. I have a feeling you said something about me that made him not want to see me, right? Why would I do that? Because you hate me. What? I never hated you. I have shown care and respect and even tried to make amends with you. You're the one that hates me. You ignore me and make hateful comments towards me. Also, you don't like me and Violet visiting with him. Yeah, because I don't want to waste my time getting to know you. Of course, I don't like it when you two visit with him because I don't remember inviting you guys. Also, since you gave birth to Violet, he hasn't come home that much anymore. Please don't tell me that you're making him do household chores and take care of her, wasting time on that. We equally do our job, and he is not wasting his time. He is doing everything willingly. Look, if you don't want us to visit, then that's fine. Violet and I are not going anymore. Great. Please don't come. Finally, I'm going to have some time alone with him. I have a question. Twice per month isn't enough for you? I think that's more than enough. I meet with my parents once every 4 months. Who cares about that? Of course twice per month is not enough. I want to see him every weekend, possibly every day, but can't because of you two. I've been telling you that he has been busy, and I think he wants to spend time with us on the weekends, so that's why he might not be visiting you. What? So are you saying that he's not allowed to spend time with me and at the house? That's not what I said. I said that since he is tired from working on weekdays, he probably wants to stay at his house because he feels comfortable. There's no way he feels comfortable there. He loves this house since he was little because he loves spending time with me. I understand the comfort of the place where you grew up, but you do realize that he's a grown adult. He wants to have some space from you. Have you ever discussed with him about this? No, I don't need to, because I know that he wants to spend more time with me than you. Leave us alone. Oh, that is so rude. Why? Because we're family. You said that on the day we got married. I think you're mistaking it for someone else because I never said that. I swear to God you said that to me. I was happy, but not anymore. So you didn't consider me as family from the beginning? Exactly. I hate you and Violet. Your attitude is really disgusting. Why do you hate us so much? You took my son. And I hate Violet because she looks just like you and not Bryce. Are you calling me ugly? Not really. Well, actually, yes. Talk shit about me as much as you want, but do not talk about my daughter because I love her. She's also your granddaughter. Are you serious? You crossed the line, so I'm done talking to you. Bye. I will talk to Bryce about this. Bryce, can you talk now?
Hey, Whitney. I'm at work, but I can text you. What happened?
Mom decided to argue with me again.
What, again? What is it this time?
She's pissed that you don't ever visit every weekend, and how it's my fault.
How so?
She said something like, I bet you told Bryce something that made him hate me. She also thinks that I'm making you do household chores and take care of Violet, so you waste your time and don't visit her.
What? Seriously? That's ridiculous! Did you tell her that I'm pretty busy with work?
Yeah. She said that she didn't believe you prioritized work and Violet over her.
I've already told her twice that I'm working on a big project and also that Violet has started to go to nursery school recently. But it seems like it's not getting through her head.
She wants you to visit her, so why don't you talk to her about that? Can you go next weekend?
What? No! I don't want to go! Because she makes me stay for like 6 hours, lecturing me on how I'm going to do and feel better by being single, help her clean, and play board games. It's torture!
Please. I'm tired of her yelling at me saying things like, I hate you and leave us alone. I'm pissed and want to say something, but since she's your mom, I can't say anything. Do I need to tolerate this? I'm afraid that I'm going to reach my breaking point someday and go crazy. I will literally do anything if you go.
She hates you that much? You have the patience of a saint. So it's rare for you to say something like that. Okay then, I'll go talk to her next weekend because I love you both. How about going out to eat Kobe beef? Just kidding. You don't need to do anything because she's rude to you. Just one thing though. I probably won't be able to go anywhere with you two that week, though.
Thank you so much. No, I'll treat you. I have no problem with that. We will just watch a movie at home or take her to the park close by. Talking to her is the most important thing, so yes, she hates me. I will show you screenshots of the conversation we just had.
I'm so sorry about this. I hope she didn't say anything terrible about Violet.
Well, she did say that she hates Violet because she looks like me and not you. She basically said that she's ugly.
What? Ugly? Seriously? She is not! You neither! She's the most beautiful girl! God, I'm so pissed! I'm going to call her when I finish with the documents, okay?
Please do, because she only listens to you.
Sure!
Thank you, Bryce. Sorry for texting you while you're working. I hope the project goes well.
No problem! This is something important. Plus, she pissed me off, but I can't just leave her because she's my mom! You know what I mean?
Of course. If I were you, I would still talk to her and meet her, even if I were pissed.
Thank you for understanding. Anyways, gotta go back to work.
Did you talk to Bryce? Oh, you again. Yeah, I did. He's going to call you in a little bit, I think. He wants to talk about stuff and said that he will visit you next weekend. What? Next weekend? Not this weekend? Oh, I forgot to tell you that we are going to an amusement park this weekend. Is this some kind of joke? No. We decided this 3 months ago and we already bought tickets and booked a hotel. So there is no way we are going to cancel it. So this trip is a lot more important than me. It's a memory, so yes it is. I'm pretty sure that Bryce will agree with me. Excuse me? You're too obsessed with him, you know. I think you're making him uncomfortable. No, I'm not. This is a mom and son bond. I'm pretty sure that he loves spending time with me more than you two. Mom and son bond? Where? You always check where he is by calling and texting constantly, showing up uninvited and even spy on him sometimes. So what? I'm just worried about him. That's it. That is called stalking, and I think he's frustrated. It's not stalking. I'm just worried about him. That's it. You should be careful because stalking can ruin your guys' relationship. Anyways, he also said that he doesn't like spending time with you. Yeah, whatever. Stop lying. You just want to take him away from me, right? Of course not. I never thought about doing that. Why can't he spend time with me anymore then? He does. Just not as much as before, though. That's normal when people have a relationship with someone else. It doesn't mean he loves you less. But I love him more than you do. You don't deserve him. He is handsome, caring, smart, and generous. He's too good for you. I know that you're pissed, but he has the right to choose who he wants to be with. Okay, you know what? I'm wasting my time arguing with you and hate you so. I want you to divorce with him. You're the one that stated this, you know. Wait, why do I need to divorce him? You have a problem with me and hogging him, and it's pissing me off. That's the stupidest reason I ever heard in my life. Besides, it's his decision, and not yours. I will make him divorce you. Are you going to brainwash him or something? Sorry, but I don't think he will listen to you. Shut up. He will. You'll see. Okay, well, if he happens to hate you more, then I can't help you with it. Don't worry. That's not going to happen. Okay then, if that's what you think, then that's that. You should think about what to do after divorcing him. Oh, perfect timing. Incoming call from Bryce. I've got Violet. What? I'm keeping her in hostage. If you want to have her back, get divorced with Bryce. Okay? What? Hostage? You heard me. Get divorced with him right now. My life became miserable because of you. He was pissed at me and is not really responding right now. You stole the only thing that is important to me, so I did the same exact thing to you. Wait, let me collect my thoughts now. If you want her back, then divorce and bring him here, okay? I'm pretty sure he will be happy here, and we can live together again. Isn't he mad at you right now, though? It's okay, because we'll make up soon. I don't think that he will forgive you that easy. Plus, he seems happy with me now. What a bitch. Just listen to me, because I will do whatever to get my son back. If you decide not to show up, I will do something to her. Her? What are you talking about? Are you still collecting your thoughts now, or are you just plain stupid? Now do you know how I feel? Violet is home, so I don't know what you're talking about. What? Then who do I have? We just got back from grocery shopping. What are you talking about this whole time? A hostage? She's right in front of me now. You can talk to her if you want to. Stop lying. Violet is with me now. Should I send you a picture? Stop joking around. I'm not. Who's with you now? Did you mistake Violet for another kid? I think I did. This kid looks just like her, so that is the rudest thing to say, because that means you don't know your grandchild's face. You're a psycho. To bring home a kid you don't even know. I don't even know what to say to you right now. Oh my God. What should I do? Where did you find her anyways? At the park, where you usually let Violet play. Well, Violet is sick today, so we didn't go. What? Sick? Really? Why aren't you believing me? Do I need to explain it again? Okay, let me ask you a different question. Did you see me at the park today? No. See, that means we didn't go. I wouldn't let her go by herself even if she wasn't sick, because she's only 3. Anyways, you better return the kid to her mom. What you did is kidnapping. Kidnapping? Yes, it's a crime, you know. Thank God it wasn't Violet this time. But you were going to kidnap her, right? Also, did you know that threatening is a crime? Did you really have to do this to make me divorce Bryce? You're a disgusting person. Excuse me? Stop being overprotective and be independent. Yeah, whatever. Are you even going to apologize for this? I will, but can you not tell Bryce about this? That's going to be a problem for me. For you, right? Not for me. So I will talk to him about this. Did you really think that I wouldn't? Why don't you stop begging and go return the kid already? Her mom must be very worried. I will return the kid, if you promise not to talk about this to him. Are you an idiot? I already told him. What? Why? Oh, I just got a call from one of my mom's friends that her kid is missing, so it must be the kid you're with right now. What? I told her she can call the cops because I know that you have her. What the hell? Do you think you can do that to me? Yes, I can. Also, you're an idiot for kidnapping the wrong kid. No, I'm not. I just made a mistake. Hey, I will return the kid to your mom, friend. So, can you explain everything to her? Absolutely not. I will tell the cops everything instead. What? No, please don't. It's embarrassing. Sorry, but you deserve to be punished. I think this incident will spread throughout the neighbors, so I advise for you to move because you probably won't be able to go outside. It doesn't matter to me, though. You bitch. Say that as many times as you want. but nothing will change. Oh my God, I'm so screwed. Before you get arrested, just want to let you know that we will be moving. What? We don't want to do anything with you. Plus, it was pretty toxic living close to you, so we thought it was better to move. We will not tell you our new address. So don't even think about finding us. Okay? Bryce will still visit me, right? No, he won't. He said that he's done with you. Please tell him that I've never done this. I'm done if he leaves me. He's my life. It's too late now. You should regret everything you've done. Bye, bitch. Have a nice life. The kid was safely returned to my mom friend, and Bryce's mom was arrested by the cops. We moved to a different town and decided to forget about her, but she tried to reach out to us a few times without knowing we blocked her. I heard that she is now known as the crazy psycho lady, and everyone is keeping a distance from her, so she is now living a lonely life by herself. I hope she doesn't start looking for Bryce.
My husband and I will be coming home for New Year's, so you better make sure everything is prepared, all right? You've been living comfortably at the in-laws' place, so this is your chance to show some proper respect for us. Make sure we're really celebrated, okay?
Ah, I see. Yes, I understand. Please take care on your journey home. Celebrated, you say? Understood. I'll do my best to make it as enjoyable as I can within my abilities.
Of course. That's only natural, isn't it? Let's see, what would be good? Oh, I know. I want something expensive and delicious. So why don't you get us some high-quality sushi? I don't feel like putting in the effort to chat with the in-laws, so at least make sure there's something good to eat so I can actually enjoy myself.
Is that really something you should say like that? Well, I do sense that you prefer to keep your distance from your in-laws.
Duh! Why wouldn't I? My wife would find dealing with the in-laws a pain, don't you think? Especially me, since I'm the wife of the eldest son. My position is different from yours. Everyone's always expecting something from me. And don't even get me started on the pressure they put on me to hurry up and have kids. It's a pain, honestly.
Even so, I do understand that managing relationships with the in-laws can be tricky, but technically, the ones who should be living with the in-laws are you two. My husband and I are only living here because of that arrangement, to help out and keep them company. So, are you saying that knowing that?
Oh, really? Are you seriously complaining right now? Well, that's pretty low of you. You're just like me, aren't you? You can't even judge me. You're exactly the same.
No, that's not really what I meant. You just called me out for supposedly living comfortably off the in-laws. So if that's how you feel, wouldn't you rather switch places and let us move out?
What? You guys just got married not too long ago, right? And you're already complaining? Come on, you're not in the same position as me. If you can't handle it, then it's even harder for me. You're the type who tries to push the work you don't like onto others, aren't you?
What are you talking about? Are you sure you're not the one projecting here?
I get it. Living with the in-laws is awful, isn't it? But I hate it more than you do, so don't even try to shove it onto me, all right?
What makes you think that's even appropriate?
And besides, it's true you've got it pretty cozy, don't you? All you have to do is split the chores with Mother, isn't that right?
That's not what I'm saying. I have to consider their needs and feelings too. Since you'll be visiting, shouldn't you be the one to communicate your preferences directly? I would appreciate it if you could let me know personally what you'd like to eat.
Huh? That's such a hassle. Isn't it extra work? You live there, don't you? All you need to do is pass along a quick message.
Well, that's true, but that's really not what I meant.
So annoying. I was thrilled to have a sister-in-law who I could have take care of everything for me. But if you're going to be so difficult about it, could you not? You're really starting to get on my nerves. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. So I'll leave it in your hands now. I'm looking forward to it. Bye.
Wait, hold on. Fine, I understand.
Is this really the welcome I get after coming all the way back for New Year's? Just looking at this meal. Ugh. It's cheap, and it looks like it's meant for a charity soup kitchen, not a celebration. Honestly, did you even listen to what I wanted? I specifically asked for something upscale and impressive.
Wait a second. Bella, we thought you'd be arriving later in the day, so we're out picking up some extra things right now. I didn't know you'd be here so early.
Yes, well, I managed to get an earlier train and thought it would be nice to surprise you all by showing up early. But apparently, that was a mistake. I walked into the kitchen and what do I see? This pathetic display of hand-rolled sushi and scraps. I threw it all out for your information. I mean, really, did you think I was going to eat that?
Wait, you threw it out? Do you realize how much work I put into making that? Those were hand-rolled sushi pieces, Bella. I bought fresh ingredients from the best local fish market, and I even had my in-laws come over to help with the preparation. I thought you'd appreciate a homemade meal for once instead of the usual takeout.
Oh, spare me the sob story, Leanne. Hand-rolled sushi? That's not what I wanted. I expected sushi from a reputable restaurant, not some amateur attempt. Homemade food like that, it's insulting. How could you expect me to eat something that looks like leftovers? Next time, follow my instructions instead of going off on your little creative projects.
All right, Bella, that's enough. You've taken things way too far this time. Throwing away something Leanne prepared for you? That's not just rude, it's outright disrespectful. You're treating us like we're your servants.
Excuse me? And who do you think you are, taking Leanne's phone to lecture me like I'm a child? I was just expressing my disappointment. It's only food. There's no need for this drama.
It's not only food, it's the effort, the time, and the thought that went into it. Leanne worked hard to make something nice for you, and you just threw it in the trash like it was worthless. I'm not even sure you understand how much this hurt her. Our parents are furious. They're saying they've had enough of your entitlement, and they're ready to cut ties with you for good.
What? Are you kidding me? They're mad at me over a little misunderstanding about a meal. That's ridiculous. And cut ties with me. I don't believe you.
Oh, I'm serious. Our parents have had it with your attitude, and this was the last straw. They're talking about severing ties with you entirely. And I've spoken to your husband too. He's fully aware of what's going on, and frankly, he agrees with them.
Severed ties? This is absurd. You all are overreacting. I never asked for hand-rolled sushi. You're the one who went out of your way to make it. And since when do parents side with their daughter-in-law over their own child? It's not like Leanne is even a real part of this family.
Bella, maybe you should reevaluate your assumptions. I am very much part of this family. And on top of that, I'm also a key shareholder in the family business. The one where your husband works, in case you forgot. My position gives me significant influence, and after hearing about what you've done, our parents have decided it might be time for some changes. They're considering letting your husband go from his position in the company.
You're joking. You can't be serious. You're going to jeopardize our livelihood over some food. This has gone too far. Do you have any idea what this would mean for us?
Actions have consequences, Bella. If you're willing to throw out an entire meal we prepared out of spite, then maybe you don't deserve the benefits that come with being part of this family. And yes, your husband has been calling, pleading for forgiveness, but he's the one who's married to you, so he'll have to deal with the fallout.
I can't believe this. This is a nightmare. You're talking about completely ruining my life over something that should have been a simple family disagreement. And you, using your influence like this, it's petty and cruel.
It's only cruel if you didn't earn it. And frankly, Bella, you've brought this upon yourself. You treat everyone around you as if they exist to serve you, without considering their feelings or the consequences of your actions. Maybe this is the wake-up call you need.
You're my sister-in-law. Family doesn't treat each other like this, especially over something as trivial as a meal. I'm a stay-at-home wife. I rely on my husband's income to support us. How am I supposed to survive if you destroy that?
Well, perhaps it's time you start thinking about contributing. You could consider finding part-time work. There are no children for you to take care of, so it's just you and your husband. If he loses his job, maybe you'll need to step up and help.
Are you listening to yourself? I can't just go out and get a job. I've never had a job. I went straight from college into my marriage with Daniel. This wasn't the life I was prepared for.
Then you'll have to adapt. No one is responsible for carrying you, Bella. Not anymore. If you want the perks of being in this family, maybe you should start respecting the people in it.
I can't believe this. This isn't how family is supposed to act. We're supposed to support each other and not throw each other out over petty disagreements.
Support only goes so far. And as you've proven, you don't exactly treat people with respect. Maybe we've supported you too much, letting you think you could behave this way without any consequences. But I think that's about to change.
You can't seriously be doing this. I'm going to talk to Daniel about this right now. He wouldn't let this happen. He'll take my side.
Feel free to try. But he's already aware of the situation, and he's expressed that he's been fed up with your behavior as well. This isn't just about today. It's about a pattern of disrespect you've shown everyone in this family. He's even said that he's considering divorce if it comes to that.
Divorce? Daniel would never. We've been married for years. He wouldn't just leave me over something like this.
I think he's finally realized he doesn't have to put up with your behavior. He deserves a better life than being married to someone who treats everyone around her like they're beneath her. And for him, the decision is already made. The family, including Daniel, has decided to step back if this is how you choose to behave.
You're all insane. I've given my life to this family, and now, because of one little argument, you're all willing to throw me out like I'm nothing?
It's not one little argument, Bella. It's about years of entitlement and disrespect that everyone has tolerated for far too long. The family has finally decided that enough is enough.
This is unbelievable. I refuse to be treated like this. I'll find a way to fix this. Daniel and I will talk, and I'll get him to see reason. He'll understand.
Good luck with that. But even if he does, you'll find that you've lost the respect of everyone else here. Whatever you do next, Bella, I hope it serves as a reality check.
Leanne, I truly apologize for everything that happened the other day. I never imagined that Bella would do something so completely unreasonable. Recently, she had been acting a little too self-confident, but I never thought it would escalate to something like this.
I see. Well, I was certainly shocked, and yes, it was wasteful with the ingredients. But in all honesty, I don't think it's fair to place all the blame on you. I know you as someone who is sensible and reasonable. Even when we were out shopping for the ingredients, we had planned to meet up here. However, Bella, as usual, didn't want to put in the effort and decided to go to my in-laws' house on her own. I heard she opened a bottle of wine, sat back, and relaxed, completely ignoring everyone else. I can tell you, even my husband, who's usually a very patient and understanding person, couldn't help but laugh at the situation.
Yeah, even my brother, who's normally quite composed, just couldn't hold it in. But honestly, I get it now. Bella has always been a bit of a strong-willed person, but I never imagined her behavior would spiral to such extremes. It's honestly quite shocking.
By the way, Daniel, I'd appreciate it if you didn't use such formal speech with me. You don't have to suddenly become so distant.
No. I feel that I should take some responsibility in this too. If I had done a better job of communicating with you and properly explaining things, then maybe Bella wouldn't have acted out in such a disrespectful way. Honestly, up until now, I've been seeing her only as a younger sister, and maybe that's what led her to think she could get away with this kind of behavior. I never expected her to take such liberties, thinking that because she's my sister-in-law, she also has a certain level of power in the company. As you know, she's a major shareholder.
I'm surprised you even consider that. Honestly, I feel even more embarrassed now. I'm so sorry about everything. So, after all that, how did things go between you two?
Well, we got divorced, obviously. She came to me crying and apologizing, begging for my forgiveness. But the truth is, nothing she said really got through to me. At that point, I had already made up my mind.
I see. But Daniel, are you sure you're okay with this decision? I mean, I understand that it's difficult to work with someone like Bella, especially when she's such a significant shareholder in your company. But this decision, well, it's also a hard one for your in-laws, don't you think? I mean, they basically gave her an ultimatum. If you don't divorce him, you're out of the company.
I understand, and I'm really at peace with this decision. The truth is, I've been growing tired of Bella for a long time now. There are things she did that I couldn't overlook, and I found out she had been betraying me. I spent some time gathering evidence, and when I finally confronted her with it, everything came to light.
What? Betraying you? What are you talking about? How could she betray you?
You'd be shocked if I told you. Turns out she had been having an affair behind my back. I had suspicions, but I never had any concrete proof until recently. You know how she can be with people, charming and persuasive, but underneath it all, she's been playing both sides.
I can't believe it. An affair? After all this time?
Yes, and it's not just that. I also found out that she had been spending company money irresponsibly. I kept trying to ignore it, thinking it was just one mistake after another, but I couldn't turn a blind eye to it anymore. She kept pretending that everything was fine and even came to me asking for forgiveness, but I had already made up my mind. She wasn't the person I thought she was.
But Daniel, I can't imagine how hard this must be for you. After everything you've been through, this must be devastating. How do you even begin to cope with something like this?
It's definitely difficult, but sometimes you have to face the truth, no matter how hard it is. I realized that if I kept letting her walk over me, nothing would change. Her marriage was falling apart, and I couldn't allow myself to be in that situation anymore. I deserve better, and so does she. She needs to face the consequences of her actions.
I can understand. But are you sure there's no way to salvage anything between you two? I mean, you've been together for so long, right?
It's hard to say, but I'm certain. I don't think there's any going back from this. It's been a long time coming, and the damage has already been done. And I try to be patient. I try to forgive. But this betrayal is something I can't just sweep under the rug.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that serious. But Daniel, don't you think this will affect everything? Your family, your work, the company itself?
Of course, I've thought about that. I've considered the fallout from all of this. But in the end, I know it's for the best. I don't want to live in a lie anymore, and I don't want to be with someone who doesn't value me. Maybe it's harsh, but I think this is the right choice for my own well-being and future.
I see. I don't know what to say. I just never expected any of this. I thought things were going well between you two.
To be honest, I thought the same for a long time. But the truth always comes out, doesn't it? It's just a matter of time.
And hopefully, when the truth does come out of her, we'll be able to deal with her once and for all. I'm sure this wasn't the outcome you wanted from something like this on a day like this, but we'll just know that I'll always have your side in all of this. And if there's anything you need me to do down the road, just ask.
Thank you, Leanne. It means a lot to me hearing that from you. Like I was saying, in due time, we'll figure out what's really going on in that woman's head.
Absolutely.
I do want you to be aware of one other thing, though, with Bella. If things really do go further south with her than we are both expecting, can you make sure to help me cut ties to her as well?
I'm sure that a divorce will be able to do that just fine, right?
I know, and it should. But with a woman like her, there's no telling what she'll do when the divorce really does take place. She could turn into a crazed stalker for all we know. I'm sure the only one strong enough to deal with something like that would be you.
If that does end up happening, then I'll help you deal with it. But for the time being, let's just wait and see what happens.
Alright, thank you.
I am truly sorry for everything that happened during this trip. I can't express enough how much I apologize. Please, I'm begging you. Could you talk to my husband and ask him to forgive me?
You're no longer his wife, right? So what's the point of all of this? Why are you coming to me now? I already told you that I won't interfere with your relationship. So asking me to do something about it now, there's really nothing I can do.
I never thought it would come to a divorce. I really didn't expect this at all.
And on top of all that, the fact that you were having an affair with another man was exposed, and now you're being asked to pay alimony. I can't believe it. And now, after all that, you've come to me pleading for help?
Wait, you knew about all of this? If you already knew, then it would have been much easier to talk about, wouldn't it? I mean, I've been struggling with my own issues, being a stay-at-home wife. I've been going through a lot, and I just wanted to escape for a while. I wanted to spend some time with someone else, to have a little fun, to feel alive for once. But I promise I won't do it again, I swear. Please, I'm begging you. Could you say something to him for me? Could you ask him to at least forgive me?
What exactly should I ask him? It seems like you're trying to get me to side with you as if I'd understand what you're going through, just because I'm a woman. But I'm not like you. I don't share that same way of thinking. I'm not a stay-at-home wife anymore. I work hard every day. I don't have the time or energy to look at other men. I'm far too busy with my own life to even think about that.
But please, don't say that. You've been divorced, and now that you have to support yourself on your own, how are you going to do that? You've never had to do that before, have you? And now, on top of all this, you're facing a lawsuit for alimony. I can only imagine how terrible this must be for you.
This is just too ridiculous. You've never really worked hard for anything in your life, have you? You had the nerve to throw away the sushi ingredients that someone else worked hard to buy and prepare, only to demand that I provide you with high-end sushi? Are you seriously out of your mind? What exactly did you think you were entitled to?
Well, it's because my husband was the one making the money. That's why I got to eat whatever I wanted and had all the nice things. I wasn't the one working for it, but he was.
But let me remind you, you're not someone with any real skills of your own. And this is the result of that grand misunderstanding of yours, isn't it? You got carried away thinking you were something you weren't. And now look at you. If only you had been more humble. If you had been grateful for what you had instead of demanding more, you could have lived a much more peaceful, fulfilling life. But no, you let your delusions of grandeur get the best of you. And now look at where it's gotten you.
I've already apologized, though. I've said sorry a million times. I'm doing everything I can to make up for it. So please, I'm begging you, talk to him. Say something. At least send me some money. Anything.
Well, the reality you've been avoiding is finally here. You're standing on the path you've tried so hard to avoid, while others have worked tirelessly to walk that very same path. But someone like you, who has no concept of real work or struggle, will probably never experience anything like the luxury you had before. No more high-end sushi for you. No more easy days. You need to wake up and realize that the life you've been pretending to lead doesn't suit you. It never did. Get real and stop living in denial. To begin with, I had always known that Bella's attitude was problematic. At first, I told myself it was a phase, something that everyone goes through at some point in their lives. We all go through rough patches, right? Everyone has moments of frustration where they act out of character. I didn't want to judge her too quickly, especially since we were friends, and I had seen the better side of her at one point. Bella was the kind of person who could charm you effortlessly. She had this way about her that made you feel like you were the most important person in the world whenever she was around. It was disarming, almost magical. And for a long time, I believed in that charm. I wanted to believe it was the real Bella. But as time went on, that illusion started to fade. It wasn't an overnight shift. It was gradual, like a slow burn. Little by little, I started to notice things that didn't add up. The way she treated Daniel, her husband, was the first big clue. It was subtle at first, just little things that seemed off. A comment here, a dismissive glance there, a way of shutting him down when he tried to express his feelings. Bella had a knack for making him feel small, making him question his worth. I couldn't believe it at first because Daniel had always been that kind of person who seemed to have everything under control. He was charming, generous, and genuinely kind-hearted. Yet Bella, none of those qualities seemed to matter. She took him for granted, disregarded his emotions, and used his love for her as a tool for manipulation. For a while, I thought I was just being paranoid. I didn't want to believe that someone like Bella, whom I had known for years, could be so cold and calculating. But the more I saw, the more I realized that my suspicions were not unfounded. Bella wasn't just going through a tough time. she was treating Daniel with increasing contempt. Every time he tried to speak up about the relationship, about the things that were bothering him, she would laugh it off. If he brought up a concern, she would dismiss it as insignificant. She would tell him he was being too sensitive or that he was overthinking things. She would always turn the blame on him, making him feel like the problem wasn't her behavior, but his reaction to it. It wasn't long before Daniel started to change. He wasn't the same man I had known before. The spark in his eyes had faded, and his once jovial demeanor was replaced by a quiet resignation. He would still laugh at jokes, still go through the motions of life, but there was an emptiness behind his smile. It was as if he was just going through the motions, trying to survive each day, but not really living. I could see that the weight of his marriage was wearing him down. I had never seen him so tired, so defeated. He wasn't the same person anymore, and it hurt to watch. I tried to talk to him about it, of course. As his friend, it was hard for me to stand by and watch him suffer without doing anything. But whenever I brought it up, he would deflect. He would say something like, "It's just a phase, man. She's going through a lot right now." Or, "I'm sure it'll get better, just give it time." He didn't want to admit it, not even to himself. He was still holding on to the hope that things would improve, that Bella would change. He didn't want to believe that his marriage was falling apart, that the person he had trusted and loved for so long could be so toxic. It was heartbreaking to watch because I knew that deep down, he didn't believe any of it. He was just too afraid to face the truth. He didn't want to face the reality that Bella wasn't the person he thought she was. But the longer he stayed in the marriage, the more apparent it became that nothing was going to change. Bella was who she was, and no amount of hope or effort on Daniel's part was going to alter that fact. The situation reached a boiling point when Daniel finally reached his limit. I'm not sure what exactly triggered it, but I remember the day he came to me, his face pale and drawn. He was quiet, but there was a certain determination in his eyes that I hadn't seen before. He wasn't angry, he was just resolute. I could tell he had made a decision. He wasn't going to tolerate it anymore. He had finally come to terms with the fact that his marriage was over, and he was going to do something about it. At that point, Daniel had already begun quietly gathering evidence, documenting Bella's behavior, noting the time she had been deceitful, manipulative, and emotionally abusive. I don't think he had intended to do it at first. I think it was just a way for him to convince himself that he wasn't overreacting. But there was something more to his feelings than just resentment. But as he began to gather more and more evidence, it became undeniable. His marriage was toxic, and Bella wasn't the person he had hoped she was. I'll never forget the day he told me. We were sitting at the same cafe where we'd spent countless afternoons, talking about everything and nothing. He looked at me with a calmness I hadn't seen before, and simply said, "I'm filing for divorce." There was no anger in his voice, no bitterness, just a quiet resolve. It was like he had finally accepted that his marriage was over, and now it was time to move on. He wasn't even looking for sympathy or validation. He just needed to tell someone, to make it real. The decision wasn't easy for him, of course. Divorce is never easy. It's a messy, painful process, and I could tell it weighed heavily on him. But at the same time, I could see the relief in his eyes. It was like a burden had been lifted off his shoulders. He had finally made the choice to put himself first, to stop sacrificing his own happiness for someone who would never appreciate it. It was a brave decision, one that he should have made years ago, but I knew that he had finally come to the realization that his happiness mattered too. As expected, Bella's reaction was explosive. She was blindsided, of course. She had never expected Daniel to actually go through with it. She had spent years manipulating him, making him believe that he was the problem, that he was the one who needed to change. She had convinced him to accept blame for everything that went wrong in their relationship. But now, suddenly, she was the one who was being held accountable, and she couldn't handle it. She tried everything to get Daniel to change his mind. She played the victim, of course. She cried, she begged, she promised that she would change. She told him that she was sorry, that she had been stressed out and wasn't thinking clearly. But Daniel had heard it all before. He had heard the promises, the apologies, the tears. and he knew they were empty. He had reached a point where he simply couldn't believe her anymore. He had given her chance after chance, but each time she had disappointed him. There was nothing left to salvage. In the end, Bella's desperation led to Daniel's family. She showed up uninvited, thinking that if she could win them over, they might change Daniel's mind. But it was too late for that. Daniel's family had seen through her act long ago. They had watched as she tore Daniel down over the years, and they weren't about to let her manipulate them too. They had no sympathy for her. They weren't interested in her apologies or her tears. All they wanted was to protect Daniel, to make sure he was okay. Bella must have realized at that moment that she had lost. She had nowhere else to turn. Her reputation was in tatters, and the people she had once used to manipulate Daniel were no longer on her side. She had no power left. In a last-ditch effort, she resorted to begging. She fell to her knees, crying and apologizing for everything she had done. But her pleas were ignored. Daniel's family didn't want to hear it anymore. They had seen enough. The situation escalated from there. When Bella refused to leave, when she continued to cry and beg for forgiveness, Daniel's family had no choice but to call the police. They couldn't allow her to disrupt their lives any longer. And so, Bella was escorted away by the authorities, her face streaked with tears and her pride shattered. It must have been a humiliating experience for her, but it was also the wake-up call she needed. The life she had built on lies and manipulation had finally caught up with her. I don't know what happened to Bella after that. I heard rumors that she left town and that she disappeared somewhere in search of a new start, but I imagine that it wasn't an easy transition for her. She had spent so many years manipulating everyone around her, and now she had no one left to manipulate. The consequences of her actions had finally caught up with her, and she would have to face them whether she was ready or not. As for Daniel, well, I think the divorce was the best thing that could have happened for him. It was a hard, painful process, but it was also a liberating one. He had finally taken control of his life, and he was starting to rebuild himself. It was no longer the defeated, broken man he had once been. He was free. Looking back on it all, I can't help but feel a sense of justice. Bella had been given every chance to change, but she had squandered them all. She had treated Daniel with cruelty, and now she had to face the consequences. The reality that had been waiting for her all along had finally caught up with her. It wasn't easy for her, but sometimes reality has a way of putting things into perspective. And I think Bella finally understood that.
Hey, my sister and her husband apparently want to invite me on a trip with them. So, I'm leaving tomorrow.
What? They want to invite you on a trip? Wait, so the three of you are going on a trip together? What's the situation here? And isn't this way too sudden? What's going on exactly?
Oh, it's nothing. I just forgot to tell you, that's all. You weren't invited. I figured you'd throw a bit of a tantrum if you knew. So I decided to just keep it quiet.
What? I wouldn't throw a tantrum. It's not like I wanted to go in the first place. But I told you already, I wanted to talk with you about something important this weekend. I even asked you to keep it open, remember?
Oh, did you? Honestly? Is it really something you need to build up like that? If you got something to say, you can just say it now, you know.
I know, but I was hoping we could spend this weekend together. You've hardly been home lately, and I thought we could take it easy as a couple and, you know, have a proper talk.
Come on, we can do that anytime. But I don't get to go on trips with my sister and her husband all that often, you know? It just so happens that the timing worked out for tomorrow. So of course I'm going to prioritize that. No reason for you to complain, right?
Why do you have to put it that way? Are you saying our marriage doesn't matter at all to you?
Oh, come on, give me a break. Why are you getting so hysterical about this? It's just a short trip, no big deal. You're making a whole thing and it's exhausting.
That's not the point I'm trying to make.
Anyways, I'm going out for drinks tonight, so I'll be back later. Just go to bed without waiting up for me, alright? I'd rather not come home till you're still awake. And don't worry about my packing. I can get everything done in no time, so you don't need to stress over it.
Understood. I'll go to sleep then. Take care and come home safely.
Hey, I'll be coming home tonight, but I'll have already eaten, so you don't need to prepare anything for dinner. My sister invited me out, and I'll be hanging out with her and her husband for a while. I don't think I'll be back too late, but don't worry about waiting up.
Oh, okay. I understand. But hey, they didn't ask you for any unusual favors this time, did they? I still remember what happened the last time. They invited you over for what you told me was just a casual meal, and I didn't think anything of it. Then you came back and told me they'd actually asked us to take care of their dog while they went on vacation. We both knew that our apartment doesn't allow pets, yet you just went ahead and accepted. I was the one left dealing with all the logistics of that mess, while you barely handled any of it yourself. After that whole situation, we agreed that you wouldn't accept any more favors from them without discussing it with me first. So I'd really like to hope there's nothing that's going on like that this time.
Come on, that was a different situation. I wasn't planning on taking any big favors or anything like that. I just wanted to try spending some time with a dog. Pets aren't allowed here, sure, but I wanted to have the experience of having a dog around, even if just for a little while. It wasn't like I was completely unaware of the trouble it caused, but I was hoping you understand. This time, though, there's no dog involved, so don't worry. I know you made your feelings clear on that last time. Honestly, I think I was more disappointed than anything else because of how mad you got. I didn't think you would react that way.
Maybe you're the one who doesn't get it. Dogs aren't toys, you know. You can't just decide to try having a pet on a whim whenever you feel like it. That kind of behavior is irresponsible, and it's not fair to anyone involved. The dog, me, or anyone else who ends up affected. Anyway, let's set that aside for now. You're saying there's absolutely nothing strange this time, right?
I've already told you, I'm not taking care of any pets or anything. So can we move on? It's not that kind of visit. They just found a new place they're looking into and they wanted to show it to me. And no, it's not some place that would need us to babysit their dog or anything like that.
Wait, what? Are you certain this new place they're looking into doesn't allow pets or won't create any responsibilities we need to cover for? Because if they're looking for a setup where we're expected to take on any extra burdens for them, that's just not going to work for us. I don't want to go through another situation where we have to do extra for them because they made plans without thinking it through.
I already told you, it's not about pets at all. They're looking into a luxury condo, and it's all in their control. You don't need to worry. Besides, they only asked me for one small favor, and I doubt it's something that would even affect you.
Wait a second. What favor did they ask for? Why are you being so casual about this? When you say one small favor, what exactly did you agree to?
Oh well, my sister asked me if I'd be willing to co-sign on their new place. It's a luxury condo they're looking into, worth about $2 million. But hey, it's just a formality. It's not like I'm actually going to be responsible for any payments or anything. They just need someone to vouch, you know? It's all technical, really.
Wait, what? You're joking, right?
Not joking at all, actually. It's really not a big deal. I trust them completely. And they never skip out on something like this. It's just a piece of paper to help them out with the formalities. Come on, you can relax. Besides, if anything were to come up, I could always let you handle it. Not that anything would actually happen.
You can't be serious. I can't believe you agreed to do something like this without even consulting me. Do you have any idea what you've done? Co-signing on a loan that big is no small favor, and it's definitely not something you just casually agree to. Are you even aware of the potential consequences if they fail to pay?
What are you getting so worked up about? Are you saying that you don't trust my sister and her husband? That's kind of low, don't you think? This is family we're talking about here. My actual sister, you know?
To be honest, no, I don't trust them. We've been through enough with them in the past that I know better than to believe they wouldn't put us in an uncomfortable situation if it suited them. I've always felt that our values don't align, and I get the distinct impression that they only invited you out this time to keep me out of the way. They know you're more likely to agree to something impulsively, and if I was there, I would have told them no. Isn't that exactly why they conveniently chose to invite only you?
What are you even talking about? You sound paranoid. You're supposed to be my wife, aren't you? Why are you so skeptical?
I get it now. I should have been more cautious from the start. I didn't expect them to go this far, but I also didn't expect you to agree to something like this behind my back.
Enough with the accusations already. You're so cold-hearted, honestly. Isn't family important to you at all? This is my sister we're talking about. Isn't helping out family a natural thing to do?
Then explain this to me. Why didn't they invite me along with you if they see me as part of the family? If they respect us as a married couple, shouldn't they have asked us both to discuss this together? If you two really think of me as family, why didn't we all sit down together to agree on this?
They probably just thought you react the way you are now, nagging and making a big deal out of everything. I mean, just look at how you're handling it right now. Isn't this exactly why they thought it'd be easier to talk to me alone?
So you're admitting that you knew I would have legitimate concerns about it, but you still went along with it because they made it easier by only inviting you? Isn't that exactly what happened? I've told you since before we got married that financial matters are very important to me. I made it clear that I wanted open communication about anything significant, and I specifically told you that I hate secrecy in any form. Didn't we both agree on these things? Or did those words mean nothing to you?
You're overreacting. It's not like I committed to us some massive financial expense. It's just co-signing, and I'm not hiding anything. I'm literally telling you right now. Maybe the real problem is how uptight you are. I bet this is why your last marriage didn't work out either. All these rules, all these restrictions, telling me not to hide things, not to lie, to consult you in every single detail. It's exhausting.
I'm just asking for basic respect and transparency, the kind of open communication any healthy marriage should have. You know what? I can't trust you anymore. I hate to admit it, but I think I made a huge mistake in trusting you. I'm done. I want a divorce.
Wait, what? Are you serious right now? You'd be on your second divorce, you know. You really mean it?
Yes, I do. Completely serious. If I stay with you, I feel like I'll only be dragged down further into a life of constant stress. I can't keep going like this. I'll pack my things and be done as soon as you sign the papers. You don't have to worry about me nagging you anymore.
That's actually funny. You know, it's not like you make that much from your job, right? Are you sure you'll be okay without me? You better think this through.
I'll manage just fine. And don't worry, I'll also be filing for alimony.
Alimony? Now you're being absurd. For what exactly?
Don't play dumb. You know very well why. I wanted to have this conversation in person, but I see there's no point in giving you any more chances. I know about your late nights, your constant disappearing acts, and the messages you've been hiding on your phone. You've broken every promise, so yes, I'll be getting what I'm legally entitled to.
Fine, go ahead. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Just don't expect me to be here when you get back.
Perfect. Don't be. Goodbye.
Thank you for the voice message earlier. I could hear your voice trembling, but I know you're not okay, are you? I understand the situation now. I can only imagine how painful things must be for you right now, but just hang in there a little longer. Today, no matter what time it is, come back to our family home. I'll come to pick you up. It doesn't matter how late it is.
Thank you so much, Mom. Earlier, I tried to be strong when I spoke to my husband, but I can't help but feel completely fed up right now. I don't think it's just sadness I'm feeling, so I'm okay. I've known for a while that he was having an affair with a woman from the company. It's infuriating and makes me want to throw up, but now I'm just filled with disbelief and anger.
I totally understand. I can't believe he would take on a $2 million joint guarantee without even asking you. It shocks me that there are people like him, aside from my ex-husband. Why do you think we always end up choosing people like this? It's so true. When my husband told me he had become a joint guarantor, I thought to myself, oh, my poor daughter, you must be feeling something similar. It reminded me of your father.
He went ahead and took out loans on his own, making you the guarantor without a second thought, saying everything would be fine, but then he couldn't pay it back and just ran away, leaving you with the entire burden. I have so much respect for you, Mom, for fighting through all that while raising me and trying to pay off the debts.
It was really tough. But because of those experiences, I now have my own business. I enjoy my work so much, so in a way, it turned out well. I really didn't want you to go through the same thing, though.
I know, and that's why I tried to warn you before you married him. He knows about my past, about the difficulties you faced, and I made it very clear that any financial matters needed to be discussed openly. Yet, here we are. What is it with the men we seem to fall for? Are they all just losers?
It might be the case, huh? But even so, I want you to know that you're going to be okay. You're my child and you're strong. You can do your work well and you can enjoy life. You'll be able to live your life just fine. So please, don't worry about it.
Hearing you say that makes such a huge difference. When you say that, it reassures me, and I really do feel like I'll be okay. You're right. I'll definitely be all right. I'll embrace my new life and enjoy it.
And that's the spirit. Remember, you've always had the strength to get through tough times. It's like you've taught me resilience. You've been through so much, and yet you've always managed to bounce back. This will just be another hurdle that you'll overcome. You're not alone in this. I'm here with you, and we'll get through this together.
Thank you, Mom. I really appreciate your support. It's just that sometimes I feel overwhelmed and I start to doubt myself. But knowing you're here for me makes a world of difference.
You've grown up to be such a strong and capable woman, and I'm so proud of you.
I learned from the best. Watching you navigate all those challenges made me stronger.
I want you to remember that you deserve happiness and peace. Don't let the situation define you or your future. It's okay to feel angry or upset, but don't let those feelings take control. Instead, focus on what makes you happy and fulfilled.
You're right. I've been so caught up in my feelings of betrayal and anger that I've lost sight of what's really important. I need to find my joy again. I used to love painting and crafting. Maybe I should pick up those hobbies again. They always made me feel alive.
Absolutely. You should definitely do that. Reconnecting with your passions can really help you clear your mind and give you a sense of purpose. Plus, it's a great way to express yourself.
Art has a way of healing wounds that words sometimes can't reach. I've missed that feeling. It's been so long since I've allowed myself to enjoy those simple pleasures. I think I'll take some time this weekend to get my art supplies out and start creating again. It'll be nice to rediscover that part of myself.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to see what you create. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about enjoying the process and expressing what's in your heart. And who knows? Maybe you'll discover a new passion that brings you even more joy.
Thank you for always encouraging me, Mom. You remind me that it's okay to be vulnerable and that I can always rely on you. I'll keep pushing forward and focus on rebuilding my life. Together, we can make it through anything.
Together? Absolutely. I'm so glad we can talk about these things. You're not just my daughter. You're also my inspiration. Let's embrace this new chapter in our lives and make it the best one yet.
Yes, let's do that. I'm ready to take on this new adventure with you by my side.
Daisy, can we please talk about getting back together? I've thought a lot about things since you left.
What? There's no way I would consider that. Speaking of which, I didn't realize I hadn't blocked you yet. I was shocked to receive your message.
Just hear me out. After you were gone, I finally understood how important you were to me. You always managed to balance work and household responsibilities perfectly. Living alone has really shown me just how quickly a place can get messy, and how much time it takes to prepare meals, do laundry, and take care of everything. It's been a real struggle, especially with the cold water making my hands rough and raw. It's been a disaster. Honestly, I'm so grateful for everything you did for me. I want you to give our life together another shot.
This is so typical of you. Now you realize how much I contributed to your life and think you can just ask me to come back? I would almost ask for compensation for all that time I wasted on you. If I were to remarry you, I would be giving you a free pass to have me take care of everything again. Why on earth would I want to become your maid again? Absolutely not. You have no idea how hard I've been working while you were living in comfort. Just because you are now struggling doesn't mean you get to offload that struggle onto me. You're still as selfish as ever.
Maud, don't say things like that. I've actually started to change a little, you know?
Really? And what's the truth behind that claim?
Huh? What do you mean?
I know you well enough to guess that your sister and her husband ran off, leaving you with their debt, and now you're in a panic trying to drag me down with you, right?
That's not it. Not exactly. You figured me out pretty well there. Actually, I did lose them. I'm drowning in debt now. After I paid you the alimony, everything spiraled out of control. Living alone has become unbearable, and my debt is piling up. I'm really scared that if this continues, I won't be able to handle it anymore.
Oh, really? That's fascinating. I have to say, I'm genuinely interested and can't help but think that you brought this on yourself.
Why would you think that? I'm still your ex-husband. Don't forget you said you wanted kids. You talked about how you dreamed of having a family and living happily ever after.
Yes, that was my dream. I've always wanted to be a mother. I longed for a child. My first husband, before you, was unable to have kids due to a health condition. He hid that from me before we got married, even though he knew I desperately wanted children. After we got married, we had a lot of arguments, which I shared with you before we tied the knot. I thought you understood where I was coming from, and now it feels like you've completely forgotten all of that.
I knew about it, but I must have pushed it out of my mind. I understood why you had issues with secrets and deception because of the troubles with your first husband. I was aware of that.
But when you divorced me, you threw that in my face, telling me how I hated secrets and couldn't forgive lies, and that's why I had to leave my first husband. You were fully aware of all of that.
You're right. I might have said that. I'm sorry. But I've changed now. I genuinely want to get back with you. I want to try again.
I truly want to cut all ties with you. That's why I divorced you. My father left behind a mountain of debt and disappeared, and my mother has struggled ever since. I believe I have shared all of this with you before.
I understand that, but it doesn't change anything between us now.
The fact that you can't connect those dots is precisely why we shouldn't be together.
Please, I'm begging you. If things continue this way, I won't be able to survive. Help me pay off my debts. I know you loved working. You enjoyed it, right? That's why you worked, even though you could have been a stay-at-home wife.
That's not the case. I've learned that I have to protect myself, so I've worked hard, studied for qualifications, and honed my skills. Thanks to that, I've been just fine after our divorce. In fact, I'm happier than ever.
Why would you say that? Why would you say such things to me? I have no one else to rely on but you.
Don't think you can lean on me anymore, you loser. You are nothing to me now. You're just a stranger. How long are you going to keep acting so spoiled? I've told you time and again that you should consult someone about your money troubles. The fact that you've chosen to live your life irresponsibly is not my fault. Enjoy drowning in your sea of debt.
Please, don't talk like that.
Why? Because it's the truth. You've made your bed, now lie in it. You think I would want to help you again after everything? No way. You've proven that you haven't changed at all, and I have no interest in returning to that life. I've spent so long freeing myself from the chains you put on me.
No, Daisy, I really need you.
You don't need me. You need someone to bail you out of the mess you created. You think I'm just going to come back and take care of everything again? You really have no idea how much I've grown and how strong I've become since our split. I'm living my life now, and I refuse to be dragged back into your chaos.
I can't do this alone. I'll really be in trouble if this keeps up. I can't manage without you.
Not my problem. You made your choices, and now you have to deal with the consequences. You chose to live a life that was careless and irresponsible, and I won't be a part of that anymore. I deserve better than to be treated like a safety net for your mistakes.
I just don't understand how you can turn your back on someone you once loved.
You don't get it, do you? Love doesn't mean sacrificing my happiness and well-being for you. You've made it clear time and again that you only think about yourself and what you want. I'm not your caregiver anymore.
But I changed. I'm trying to do better. I want us to be a family. We can work through this together.
What family? You think we can just pick up where we left off? You think I would willingly jump back into a relationship that nearly ruined me? You're delusional.
I'm begging you. Just give me one more chance. I'll show you I can change.
Change? You mean saying whatever it takes to get me back? This is typical of you. You've never been sincere. How can I trust that you really mean what you say now? You're just scared, and you think throwing some sweet talk my way will fix everything.
Daisy, please. You're the only person I can count on. I don't know what else to do.
Then figure it out. You need to learn how to take responsibility for your own life. I won't be your crutch. If you continue to lean on me, it will only drag me down again, and I refuse to let that happen. You should be ashamed of how you've handled everything.
But I really need help. I can't face this alone.
That's not my problem anymore. I've worked too hard to rebuild my life, and I refuse to let you come in and wreck it again. You've caused enough damage, and I'm not going to sit by and let you do it again.
Please, I'm begging you. Don't leave me like this. I can't handle it.
You should have thought about that before. You need to learn that actions have consequences, and you have to face them alone now. Stop expecting me to fix your mistakes. It's not fair to me. I've done my time dealing with your chaos, and I won't go back to it.
You don't have to be so cruel. I can change. I want to change for us.
No, you want to change for yourself. You only want to change because you're scared and desperate. Don't confuse that with love. I'm done trying to convince you of anything. You need to wake up and see how your choices affect others.
I just wanted us to be happy together. Why can't you see that?
Because happiness isn't built on illusions. You've created this mess, and I won't be a part of your fairy tale anymore. I deserve my happiness, and it won't be found by going back to you. After I blocked my ex-husband from all contact, it seems he lost his only source of support and fell into a pit of debt. I heard through the grapevine that he eventually resorted to borrowing from loan sharks, leading him down a dark path. Rumor has it that he's now involved in some pretty shady dealings. There are various theories about why he vanished from sight. Some say he was taken by gangsters and forced onto a fishing boat for tuna, while others claim he's living in some dangerous foreign city, selling organs just to survive. Regardless of the details, one thing is clear. He certainly isn't thriving in any way. Hearing these stories brings me a strange sense of satisfaction as I finally let go of the negative emotions tied to him. The choice to block him was not an easy one. It took a long time for me to reach that point. I spent years hoping he would change, that he would somehow transform into the person I once fell in love with. I tried everything, including counseling and discussions about our issues, but nothing seemed to work. Each time he would promise to do better, but it would only be a matter of time before he slipped back into old habits. When I think back on those days, I realize how trapped I felt. I was clinging to the hope that our relationship could improve, but I was only deluding myself. Blocking him was my only way of finally asserting control over my life, a decision I made to protect my well-being. I had to prioritize myself and my happiness over the misguided loyalty I felt towards him. Now that I'm free from that toxic relationship, I'm focusing on my own life and happiness. It's empowering to know that I made a difficult choice for my own sake. I've learned to embrace the idea of being single and enjoying my independence. It's a refreshing change after years of feeling weighed down by my past. I'm now actively engaged in the world of dating, determined to find someone who is genuinely good for me. I've joined various dating platforms and even attended social events specifically designed for singles. I've met some interesting people along the way, each with their own unique stories and backgrounds. It's both exciting and a little nerve-wracking to put myself out there, but I'm committed to finding a partner who will treat me with the respect and love I deserve. Still, I can't help but reflect on my previous relationship from time to time. It's hard not to think about the years I invested and the dreams I had for our future together. Yet, I've come to understand that those dreams were based on a fantasy rather than reality. I was often caught up in what could have been rather than what was. Now, I've shifted my focus to the present and the possibilities that lie ahead. Being single has opened up a world of opportunities for me. I can make spontaneous decisions without having to consult anyone else. I can travel wherever I want, explore new hobbies, and spend time with friends and family without feeling guilty or torn. It's liberating to be able to live life on my own terms, and I find myself enjoying activities I had neglected for far too long. As I navigate this new chapter in my life, I've discovered a newfound strength within myself. I'm learning to love myself more, appreciating my individuality and what makes me unique. This journey has also helped me recognize the importance of setting boundaries and knowing my worth. I won't settle for less than I deserve, and I'm not afraid to walk away from anyone who doesn't align with my values. In my quest for love, I've also been working on understanding what I truly want in a partner. I've spent time reflecting on the qualities that matter most to me: kindness, honesty, ambition, and a sense of humor. These traits are essential for me, and I won't compromise on them. I want someone who challenges me to grow and who can support me through life's ups and downs. While I'm excited about the prospect of finding a new partner, I'm also cautious. I've learned the hard way that not everyone who enters my life has good intentions. I'm more aware of red flags and warning signs, and I trust my instincts when it comes to relationships. It's a relief to know that I have the power to choose who I allow into my life, and that I won't tolerate any form of disrespect. At the same time, I'm not putting pressure on myself to rush into another relationship. I'm enjoying the journey of self-discovery and personal growth. I've taken this time to invest in myself, pursuing interests I've always wanted to explore, like painting, hiking, and even volunteering for causes I care about. Each experience has enriched my life and helped me develop a deeper understanding of who I am. As I move forward, I carry the lessons from my past with me. I'm grateful for the growth that has come from my experiences, even the painful ones. They have shaped me into the person I am today, stronger, wiser, and more resilient. I won't allow anyone, not even my ex-husband, to define my worth or dictate my happiness. In conclusion, while I may have blocked my ex-husband and cut ties with a toxic past, I've opened the door to a bright future filled with endless possibilities. I'm excited to continue this journey of self-exploration and eventually find a love that is healthy, supportive, and fulfilling. The path ahead is mine to shape, and I'm determined to make the most of it.
I'm so excited for this wedding. It is finally going to be happening tomorrow.
That's right. And I know that you've really been looking forward to this, Keegan. Although I didn't think you'd be getting as excited as you have been these past couple of weeks. But I'm glad to see you are that happy.
Of course I'm going to be getting excited about our wedding weeks in advance. And once this is all over with, we can finally get down to business being a married couple.
What? What do you mean get down to business? It's not like things are going to change that much for us once we have this wedding and are married.
Well, I guess so. I was more talking about myself. I'm so happy we moved into our new house so quickly.
Me too. I know that things were a bit stressful for you back when you still had to live at your mom's house. But with the house we have now, it's not in such a bad place for the both of us to be living, and it's not too far from my office. By the way, I'm almost home from work.
Oh, is that right? I haven't really made anything for dinner yet. Can you buy something on your way home then? Then you and I can have whatever you find for dinner together.
What? You still haven't made anything to eat for dinner? This is like the third time now of you doing this. I thought we'd already talked about how on days where you don't have to work, you should do the cooking so that we're not spending a whole lot of money on takeout. This week alone, I've been either having to do all the cooking for us or I've been having to get takeout when I'm coming home late.
Well, what's wrong with that? It won't be long before things change for the better between you and I, and we won't have to talk like this anymore. So please, buy us something good on your way home. I'm not in the mood to make anything up for us to eat right now.
What do you mean by that? Are you going to be getting a new job or something?
No, that's not at all what I'm talking about. This just has to do with me. All you have to do is look forward to what I'm talking about, since it's going to be a surprise.
A surprise? What could it be? Well, for the time being, I'll go find us something to eat, and then I'll be on my way home. I should be there soon, so please at least get all the cleaning done that I asked you to do today.
Congratulations on yesterday's wedding. I'm sure you're all tired out now, Allison. But even if you have been very busy lately with things like the wedding, things will only become more tough for you in these coming days. So while you have a little bit of breathing room, please take a break.
Good evening, Conrad. And thank you for getting in touch with me after the wedding. That is very kind of you. I really look forward to what life has to offer now that I'm your daughter-in-law.
No. I look forward to what life has to offer you now that I'm your father-in-law. You have always been the sweetest woman I've known, so please know just how thankful I am for having someone like you come and marry my son. He had been such a selfish pain in my butt, so thank you.
Hey, you don't have to say that. He has a lot of great things about him as well, and that's why we ended up getting married. I understand that he has a sloppy side to him, but from now on, I'll work together with him to slowly fix that.
Keegan is a very lucky man for being able to find such a loving and caring young woman like yourself. And I'm not just saying how thankful I am towards you for taking him, but also taking his super selfish mother.
Excuse me? His mother?
I really have no idea how to explain to you just how thankful I am for what you're doing. If there is anything you ever are having trouble with, let me know. I'll do whatever I can, if I can even do anything. Please take great care of those two.
Hold on a second, Conrad. What do you mean by those two?
In just 2 days, Keegan's mother will be moving in with the both of you, right? I'm really sorry that I had to divorce her so close to your guys' wedding.
What? Huh? She's coming to live with us now? I have been trying to call you for a whole day now, yet you haven't been answering any of my calls, Keegan. Why won't you pick up your phone?
I was just getting some very much needed sleep is all. I slept so well that I won't need to sleep for at least a couple of days now. Did you need something from me? Wedding is over with now, so you shouldn't be needing much right now, right?
I want to know why right after our wedding, you've been dodging all my calls for a day. And what is this about you going with your mother out to a resort and leaving me here at the house all alone right after our wedding? And yesterday, I started to hear some things from your father that I thought I'd never have to hear.
My mom has done everything for me ever since I was a little baby, so I had to show her how thankful I am. I wanted to take her to that resort so that her and I could take some time to relax together. What's so bad about that?
That is not the problem I'm having right now. I told you already that I just wanted it to be you and I living together, right? So why did I hear from your father yesterday that your mother would be coming now as well?
What the heck? Did my dad really have to go and spoil everything like that? I planned to make it a big surprise for you and everything. Well, he wasn't lying to you then. My mom is coming to live with us now. The wedding is all over with now, so it's about time someone's parents, or I guess I should say parent, moved in with us, right?
What? No! I have no idea what you're going on about right now, Keegan. It's only been 3 days since our wedding. We haven't even had a honeymoon or anything yet, and you're talking about having your mother come and live with us? What is going on here? Is this what you meant by things would be getting better after the wedding?
That's right. Because tomorrow my mom is going to be living with us. I'm sure you've been looking forward to this, right? I know you were going on and on about how you didn't want to be living with anyone's parents, but that was all lies, right? I realize that I really need my mom, so that's why she'll be coming. You never have to do anything like cook or clean, so I really need my mom right now more than ever.
And do you know why I'm never cooking and cleaning? Because I'm the one working more hours than you, requiring me to be out of the house a lot of the time. Did you really think it was a smart idea to make a choice like that without even talking to me first?
Huh? That house is under my name.
And? What are you trying to say right now? How does your name being on the house and having your mother come and live with us have anything to do with one another? From the start, I was telling you that I did not want either of our parents living with us. We talked about that plenty of times before we even got married. I thought things were understood between you and I, and that we would be able to enjoy our lives as a married couple together with nobody else around. Does this mean you were never actually listening to what I said?
I actually never said this to you before getting married, but my mom and dad got a divorce.
And I heard about that from your father yesterday.
That's when I realized I need to take care of my mom now. And my mom told me that she wants to support me. So why can't she come to our house and live with us, right? You and I are upstairs, so I was thinking of making the room next to the living room my mom's room. Could you please get all your things out of there?
Are you being serious right now? We put that room together for our first baby when we have kids. Ugh, I can see now that no matter what I say to you, you're not going to listen.
When you're pregnant, we can think about where to put the kid. But right now, my mom is coming to live with us, so we need a place for her. She is in need of a place, so we have to help her.
You're not doing this to help her, though. You're doing this because you want someone else to start doing the chores and cooking for you because you don't want to, right?
It's been a real pain in my butt having a wife around who doesn't do anything for me. Even my mom understands that.
So that's why during our whole wedding, your mom was completely ignoring me and wouldn't even look me in the eyes when I approached her. I was wondering what happened to her, but now I know that she's been deceived.
Well, who cares now? No matter what you have to complain about me, it's not going to matter. This is my surprise present to you, so you're going to have to take it. You always said you didn't want to live with either of our parents, but that had to be a lie, right? And the same goes for me, right? I might have said a thing or two about not wanting my parents to move in with us, but I was lying as well. Tomorrow, my mom will be moving in, so clean out that room.
Then I'll be moving my things out.
Oh? That would be wonderful. I know that you and I were both kidding about not wanting anyone's parents moving in, but I also expect you to put up a bit more of a fight. Thank goodness you are so easy to talk with.
Well, I've already come to the conclusion that no matter what I say, it'll be landing on deaf ears. Now, I'm going to go deal with my things. She'll be moving in tomorrow, right? That means you'll be coming home together with her, right?
That's right. Get everything ready to celebrate my mom moving in. See you tomorrow.
I hope you're looking forward to this. Conrad, what you were saying yesterday was no joke. But I'm very sorry to have to say that I never knew about Keegan's mother moving in with us.
I thought that might have been the case. I was thinking that he went ahead and made the choice to move her in with you both on his own, and totally skipped asking you about it. That's one of the reasons I reached out to you yesterday, to make sure you were aware of what would happen. I thought there would be no way my son could do that to you. But now you had to get all caught up in my son's selfishness, just like I've been. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry for what's happened. If anything, I'm the one who should be sorry. We went through with that large wedding and everything, yet I'm not going to be able to live with Keegan's mother. And like you've been saying, your son is a very selfish man, and I can no longer put up with his self-centered thought process any longer. I'm sure you don't want to be hearing this from me, and it's strange for me to even be bringing it up to you in the first place.
Oh, listen, it's fine. I have known for a very long time now that you are a wonderful young woman, and so I can completely understand where you're coming from. But my son is not the right person for you, and I've known that for a while as well. He has always lived life being spoiled by his mother, and because of that, he has always thought that he didn't need to do anything because his mother would come to save him. I think that whatever you have in mind will not only teach him a lesson, but bring some joy to me as well.
You think so? Hearing you of all people say something like that actually makes me feel better about what I have up my sleeve.
This is because I feel very bad for you. So if there is anything you need from me, please don't keep yourself from asking me.
Thank you so much. That actually is one thing I'd love to ask for your help with.
Answer your dang phone! What happened to all the things in our house? Why is there nothing in the kitchen and the living room? What the hell did you do while I've been out of the house? Why didn't you ask me for permission before doing whatever you've done?
You're the one that never asked me for permission before bringing your mother home, so what's the problem here?
What was that? If you're looking at your phone right now, then you can pick up my dang calls. What the hell has happened to all the furniture and everything in this house?
All of the furniture and everything? That was all my stuff that I brought into the house when we moved in.
What? What the hell are you trying to say right now?
I told you that I'd be taking care of all my things, didn't I? So I went and took care of all my things. Do you have a problem or something with what I've done?
Of course I have a problem with this. I told you just to take care of all your things that were in the room next to the living room, right? Why did you take things like all the appliances in the house and all the furniture as well? Tell me what you are trying to do right now.
Things like all the appliances and the furniture were bought with my money, so there shouldn't be any problems with you, right? I'm leaving that house for good now, so I decided that I'd take it all with me. Am I wrong for doing what I've done?
What? You're leaving for good? You're leaving my house for good? Why are you leaving the house? What do you want to tell me about now? I never heard anything from you before about how you wanted to leave my house. What is going on here, Allison? Who do you think you are, leaving my house without even saying anything first?
I've told you already, Keegan. How many more times am I going to have to tell you? You were the one that started doing things without talking to me first. And I've grown really tired of you doing things like that with me, and this is the outcome of that. That's why I found out that the only thing left there was for me. That's when I figured out that the only thing there was left for me to do was leave. I did what you asked of me yesterday, and that was clean out all my stuff from the room next to the living room. So there should be no problems, right?
But you're leaving my house for good. So that means we won't be living together under the same roof anymore, right?
Nope. Because we are getting a divorce now.
What?
We are getting a divorce, and that is why I had to gather up all my things and get them out of that house yesterday. I had someone who was able to come and help me as soon as I called for them, so we made it all happen like a piece of cake. I can no longer handle being with you, and I will not let your mother or you follow me. The two of you can figure something out for yourselves now. The house is your house after all, right?
No. Are you actually being serious about this right now? What the hell are you talking about, Allison? A divorce? I never heard anything from you about that either.
And I never heard anything from you about having your mother move in with us last minute. If you're going to call that your surprise present to me, then consider this divorce my surprise present to you. I hope you enjoy it just as much as I've enjoyed that present from you. Your father was kind enough to get all the divorce papers in line for me, so make sure you get them from him and hand them in as soon as possible. If you try fighting this divorce or try to do anything weird, you are only going to be wasting both of our time, and that's not very good.
What? What the? You had my dad helping you? You went and brought all of this up with my dad?
I had to, Keegan. Who do you think was the one who helped me get all my things out of your house?
No way. You asked my dad to help you move away, and he actually helped you? Why would you even get my dad involved in all this in the first place? And why would he help you?
Because your father was the one who offered me the help. So I just went along with what he was saying and asked that he bring his truck to help me escape. Also, he was the first person I heard from about how you and your mother had been planning for your mother to move into the house without ever talking to me.
Huh? Since when have you and him been so close to where you guys can talk about things like that?
It all started with how he told me how he was happy to have finally said goodbye to his selfish little son. And then after that, he said as a token of his thanks for taking you, he would help me with anything I needed. So he went and asked a friend of his who owns a small moving business to come over to the house and help me move out. Your father came along as well with his pickup truck and helped me with whatever other things I had, and we got out of there. That's why even the heaviest of furniture, like the coffee table and dining table, are all gone.
So you're being serious about this? You really plan to leave this house and me? Why do you want a divorce? And what about my things like the TV and my stereo system? Were you really that upset about me moving my mom into the house with us? She is my very important mom. So why can't you understand how I feel about her?
Come on. I had told you time and time again, even before you and I started dating. I did not want to have to live with either of our parents after getting married, and that was no joke. And as for the TV and stereo system, those are both mine as well. I brought a lot of those things with me from my old place, and then whatever else we needed that I didn't have, I bought with my own money. There's no reason for me to be leaving my things with you, right? Most of it I've already sold in hopes of getting enough money for me to have a decent place to myself. But not all of it sold for as much as I was hoping.
But how the hell are my mom and I supposed to live in this empty house that has barely any furniture or anything in it? My mom finally moved into here today, and now there is nothing for her to sit on out in the living room and no TV for her to watch her dramas on. Don't you at least feel sorry for her?
Would you shut your mouth already, you asshole?
What?
How much more are you going to keep whining and complaining about things, causing Allison all kinds of trouble before you feel satisfied with being a little bitch? How freaking stupid are you? I mean, really? You think you can just get away with doing whatever you want because your useless mother spoiled the hell out of you or something? You don't even work a proper job right now at your age, so what makes you think you deserve any respect from anyone for what you do? I'm embarrassed to think that I'm your father of all people.
Wait, my father? Is that you, Dad?
That's right. I can't watch this happen anymore, because you are so freaking annoying that it's driven me up so many walls.
Hold on a second. Why are you with Allison right now? I have no idea what's been going on here, so please explain this all to me.
You didn't say anything at all to your wife, and decided to move your mother into that house, even though Allison had specifically told you multiple times that she didn't want anyone's parents moving into the house. And then you only first started to talk about it the day before your mother was going to move in, like you could get away with something like that because she's just your mother. Also, I've heard about how you don't have a job right now. Since when did you go and quit your job or get fired from your job? You are nothing more than a worthless leech, you. Not only have you had no job, but you've been asking for your wife to spoil you and won't even bother with things like chores or cooking. And then you started to ask your hard-working wife to do things for you like the cleaning and the cooking, right before bringing your mom into the house, which your wife had specifically told you not to. You are so mentally... Yeah! I'm crying right now just thinking about how much of a screw-up you've become. How old are you even? Stop acting like a damn child and snap back into reality. God damn it.
What? Why were you told about how I'm unemployed right now? Wait, Allison even knew about it? How did she find out? I made it seem like I was working a job all that time and did everything to make sure nobody would find out I've been unemployed.
But the thing is, you're not very good at lying. Always sitting around the house all day like that does not make for a good cover-up. You really thought I wasn't going to notice you never leaving the house?
Is that you again, Allison? What the hell is going on here? How are you able to find that out?
I just told you, you idiot. And the reason your father had to just butt in there is because he couldn't watch this unfold anymore. He was so upset about what his son had turned into that he took my phone from me and started to tear into you. And that's just how fed up your father and I are with you. Do you understand that now? This is why your father has been helping me.
But why would you tell my dad about how I'm unemployed now? You've gone and made me look like a useless freak.
What? So you've known that you're a useless freak all this time then? Then maybe you should have gone out and found another job, you idiot. But instead, all you did was sit around the house like a sloth, eating chips and watching your movies, never even bothering with the chores I asked you to do. I only let that go on for a little while because you and I had only just married. I'd even thought to myself that maybe once the wedding was over with, you'd finally get back on track and look for a new job, but you didn't. Instead, you went and started your plan of moving your mother into our house, even though I said no to something like that so many times. Right?
I had no choice, though. My mom only has a little bit of money coming from every month from her Social Security, so she was in need of someone who could take care of her in her old age. And what was supposed to make taking her in pay off was the fact that she'd clean and cook for me. I thought that by having her around it would help you out and that you'd be alright with everything.
Did you just say her Social Security? Keegan, she's not even 60 years old yet. Do you have any idea how old one has to be before getting that?
What? She's not getting money every month yet?
You don't even have any common sense. I'm out of here, man. There's no way a man like you in your 30s has made it this far like that. And now you're talking like you need your mother back because you can't even take care of yourself? What the hell happened to you? Honestly, I don't even want the answer to that one. Just go ahead and leave me alone now. You have that whole house to yourself now to do with what you want. And you can even have your mother sleep with you now upstairs. But beware, you might have the place under your name, but who do you think has been the one paying for it? Me. And now that I'm out of there, you'll have to pay on your own. So good luck with that.
Huh? You're not even going to continue paying for the house?
Are you actually that smooth-brained or something? What the hell? Why the hell would I be paying for a house I don't even live in anymore? Do you even understand what the definition of divorce is? I'll be getting a settlement from you as well in this divorce, so please get all your money together for that.
What? What do you keep going on about? A settlement now? I think you're taking all of this way too far.
I was the one that had to pay for that entire wedding in the end, right? And before we even got married, I had told you at least 10 times that I did not want us living with any of our parents. But you never listened and stabbed me in the back only days after the wedding. This divorce is because of all that, and I will need you to pay me back for a part of that wedding. I want at least half of what that wedding cost me. Your father even said he'll get you to pay, so don't even begin to think that you can run.
What? My dad said that? What the hell is going on? Why is my dad taking your side in all of this? I am his son, his only child. And my mom had to be kicked out of the house by dad as well. You both are the worst. At least give me back all the furniture that you took.
You really think that your father and I are the worst? Because of how useless your mother is, your father had to live a life of hell. I don't want to say anything more about what happened with those two because they're not my parents, but he struggled for a long time dealing with you two. It was also your mother who chose to leave and not your father forcing her out. Your father had nothing to do with that, and he made sure that she had some money in order to take care of herself for a little bit. There you go. You can see now that your father did nothing more than get rid of 2 bad eggs, so stop your complaining.
I'm sure that may be the case, but this is bad for me. Allison, please do not divorce me like this. I don't want to lose you, okay? I want for you, my mom, and I to all get along together and be happy.
I'm sorry to say this, but I'm not your guys' family anymore. Also, your mother was never even family to me from the very beginning. You both do nothing but care for yourselves, and anytime something you do affects other people, you just expect them to deal with it because you guys know you can't be asked to give up something you want for someone else. So to hell with you both. Go and sign those dang divorce papers and then get the hell out of my life. Now, that is it from me. Bye forever. Enjoy your new life with that mother of yours. Conrad, thank you so much for everything you've done for me. Because of you and your help, I was able to find myself a new place right away and was able to move into there without any hiccups.
Not even that is enough to thank you for what you'd done by getting my son and ex away from me, and then giving them what they both deserve. But the fact that they caused you that much trouble this time, I am so sorry.
You don't have to worry about that anymore. I hope that by doing what we've done to Keegan, he'll have learned a thing or two and will no longer be a problem for either of us ever again.
Allison, I'm sure after this we won't really be seeing one another anymore, but if there is ever anything, and I mean anything, you need my help with, please let me know and I'll do my best. To me, even if you are leaving my son to be on your own, you are my daughter. Like my daughter, I should say. I'll make sure you get that money you asked for in the settlement, so please relax and take some time to think about what you'll do next.
Thank you so very much for helping me get here, Conrad. If ever there's another chance for you and I to talk or meet, I'll really be looking forward to it. Now, since you and I are both on our own again, let's be careful while making the most of our lives as single adults again. After Conrad went and had a very long talk with his son in private, and a very loud one, I hear, he was able to talk Keegan into signing the divorce forms and giving me the money I'd requested. Right now, the divorce has been completed, and I'm just waiting for that money to come into my bank account. It seems that Keegan's mother has some pretty decent debt and was hoping that her son would be able to pay it all off for her. But with the way things turned out for Keegan, she can no longer think about relying on him, and their relationship of being a very close mother and son has turned into 2 adults battling it out in an empty house every day. I'm sure it really is a sad life to be living, but there's nothing I can do about it, and nothing I'd want to do about it. As for myself and how things ended up with me, I'm still going out with Conrad every so often for coffee. We talk about how our lives have been going after our divorces and about how much more peaceful things are now after getting rid of those children. Are you and your mom going to be getting out of here anytime soon? Why are you both still in this fancy house of mine? I'd like you both out of this house now. You both are disgraces. The thing is, Carmen, I don't think you have any reason to be telling my mom or anyone anything like that. I really don't get how you think you can say that to me when you're both the ones in some stranger's house. This is my house, and yet I'm not able to catch a break with the both of you around. I'm sorry about that, but this place also happens to be my mom's and my house now. Your dad and my mom ended up getting married to one another. So when you think about the fact that we're all family now, you're making a big mistake complaining about us like that. I'm not complaining about you both, though. I am warning you guys. I'm warning you both that it's time to get out of my house now, so how about you start preparing to leave? What do you think you're saying still? If you keep complaining to me like that, I'm not going to bother listening to you. I'm telling you right now, Carmen, you can hate my mom and I all you want, but it's not going to change anything for you now. We are your family now as far as everyone else is concerned. So this way you're behaving, don't you think it's going to draw a lot of people's attention towards you? Let's just forget about all you've said and work together to grow closer to one another as sisters. Huh? Give it up already. You're grossing me out now. I will never ever think of you as my little sister, Jasmine. I can't even see you as anything else but a crazy stranger who's trying to squat in my house. You also happen to be years younger than me, yet talk to me like you somehow know better? Disgusting. I'm sorry that my way of thinking about this is disgusting to you, but I'm not trying to turn you off. I can just see that you being very against my mom and I living here is only going to make things harder on yourself. So I'd really like it if we all worked together to be happier as a family. And in order for that to start happening, you need to start behaving like an adult, okay? Jasmine, how have things been going between you and Carmen? Do you feel that the both of you can get along well? Not at all, Mom. Not only is it hard for me to understand what she's going on about, but she doesn't seem to like the thought of me at all. By now, I don't think her and I can become close to one another at all. But don't worry, I'll figure something out. You know I'm worried after hearing that, though. If I weren't around anymore, then what would happen to you guys? There are all kinds of things I'm worried about right now, and one thing is being worried about you two. What? Why are you worried about things like that, though? There's no way someone like you won't be around. It'll be a very long time before you're no longer around, so I'd stop your worrying and just focus on your new husband and family. Jasmine, remember that there's no telling what'll happen in the near future. If we keep living life not being prepared for the worst, then it's going to swallow us right up and leave nothing behind. Well, I'm sure one could see things that way. But right now, you shouldn't be all that worried about things. I'll be all right with what's going on right now. I'm sure you will be too. Well, if that's what you think, then okay. How about we focus on talking about the company now? Did you get to talk with Luke? Yes, I was able to. Luke may be super young, but he is a very good listener and makes sure to account for everything when making his next moves. We were both able to get on with our talks about what'll happen next. And in the end, we were both able to come to an understanding. You will be totally fine going to school and staying there for a while. All right. I'll make sure to learn everything I can in college, and I'll do everything I can to become very useful to the company once I've graduated. But also make sure you have a little bit of fun while you're there. I know you're a very serious young woman, but learn to relax a little as well. All right already. Sorry that me being serious is always worrying you. Thanks for the update, Mom. It sounds like your mom got into a bad accident, huh? Dang. I guess that was the fate she had destined for her, huh? My mom has stopped breathing now. What? Are you kidding me? Huh? Why the hell are you laughing right now? How the hell can you laugh about what's happened to my mom? My mom just frickin' died. Do you have any idea what you're joking about right now? I never actually thought something like that would happen. I was a bit shocked just then to hear you say that. Well then, this means really soon here you will have to leave the house, right? Things are happening just the way I wanted them to. Perhaps one could say that I'm good at telling the future. What the hell are you going on about? I do not have it in myself right now to sit here and watch you send out such gut-wrenching crap as that anymore. Aren't you 24 years old or something? How have you made it this far in life, yet still not learned how to talk and act around someone that just lost their own mother? Do you find joy in making other people's anguish even worse for them, to the point that they can feel their heart falling apart inside their chest? Not really. I'm not really thinking too much about your mom anyway. You both are just strangers to me anyway, so why should I care how you feel now? Even if I am, you should still be aware not to say things like that to a stranger while they're going through some of the most heartbreaking moments in their life. I can't wait to finally have this stranger out of my house, and then I can go back to living with just my older brother Luke and my dad again. You really are the worst. I'm done talking to trash like you. From now on, consider your chances of talking with me very slim. Now leave me alone and go find someone else to mess with. Will do. And you hurry up and get all your things ready to be out of my house. I want you to vanish right before my eyes. Shut the hell up. I told you things need to happen as I say. Now hurry up and leave. I am shocked. No, not even shocked. I am dumbstruck by what you've done. How dare you come into my mom's funeral today and yell at me about being a complete stranger to you and that I need to leave now? There has to be a limit to your absurdity, right? Do you have any clue what you've just done to Dad by screaming like that? Huh? Please don't be calling my dad your dad after everything that's just happened. You have no idea who my dad is, so why don't you just get lost already? He's like a foster parent to me, making him my dad. I understand that you don't like me being in your dad's large house right now, but what you just screamed about at the top of your lungs at my mom's funeral, that was unacceptable. You've just gone and made Dad beyond embarrassed by what you did. Although I'm sure you can't tell that because you're so self-centered. Anything is worth doing what I did as long as you are out of my house. Ever since you came into my house, my older brother has been all over you, even though all you are is that bratty child your mom brought with her. Why does everyone want to care about you so much? Because they can see just how much of a jerk you are towards me. They're all worried about what'll come next from you, and that's why they care. Shut up. I don't care anymore. Now, get the hell out of my life already. Having to waste any more of my time around you is really starting to get on my nerves now. I feel the exact same way, Carmen. You have no right to be living in my dad's mansion anymore, my house. Really? You still continue to think that? How confident of you. Of course. I'm the daughter of this household and I know everything about it. That also means that this house is mine for the taking. And since your old hag of a mother is 6 feet under now, it's time for you to get the hell out. A non-related stranger like you has no right to be in this house any longer. Get out.
Then I guess we're all going to have to leave.
What?
I've been thinking for a long time now that it's been close to that time when you need to start supporting yourself for once. So it's time for both you and Luke to get out of here and live on your own. And I'll have to leave myself, so that'll be all 3 of us moving out. Have you gotten all your things ready to leave yet, Carmen?
What are you talking about? Stop trying to talk like my dad now. And since when did Luke have anything to do with this?
I just so happen to be your father, Christopher.
What? Dad? Why are you texting me from Jasmine's phone?
You call me your dad, when really, I'm just your foster parent.
Dad? Foster parent? What are you going on about? What's going on here?
The only reason I've never brought this up with you is because you act like such a child for an adult. But this time, you really took things too far with all you've said to my little Jasmine. That's why I'm going to choose this timing, to tell you the whole truth about who you really are. The truth is, neither you nor Luke are related to me by blood. And actually, I'm not sure who your real parents are.
What? What does that mean?
It means exactly what I said. I know that I told you in the past that your mother had died before you could truly know her. But in reality, I never knew your real mother either. I just went to the foster home, where I found you and Luke.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Dad. Are you sure that's the truth?
That's right. So if we're going to act on what you've been saying to Jasmine, that would mean that all of you have to get out of this house, because none of you are related to me.
Wait, stop saying all that crazy crap. If you have all of us leave this house, then what am I going to do? What's going to happen to me then?
I don't know. You're going to have to learn to fend for yourself. You were saying that those who are not blood relatives to the family have to leave this house. So that includes you. And I no longer need to think about you as my daughter.
Wait, Dad? I never said any of those with that kind of intent. You understand what I'm saying, right? I think you just got the wrong idea for a second there. Dad seems to be on the move now with his plan. Now have you learned the repercussions of what all you were saying earlier? I'm sure you could never learn such things since you're such a freaking idiot. But I just thought I'd ask since you're wanting to act like a little jerk. Now could you stop screwing around? I I meant everything I was saying to you, and I want you to stop screwing around with me now. What the hell were you doing, forcing my dad to say such things about my brother and I to me? I never thought that I'd have to hear words like that coming out of my own dad's mouth at a time like this. Was he being serious about all of that? Am I really a filthy foster child or something? And does that mean that Luke and I aren't even related to one another? That's what it seems like, Carmen. Therefore, you and I are one and the same now, right? Our dad's been in serious pain after just losing his wife like that in a serious car accident. And you just came out of nowhere today screaming the most heartless things to me at the top of your lungs. I don't think he's ever going to forgive you for doing that. What? But up until now, I've been my dad's #1 daughter, and he's done so much for me. How the hell could something like that happen so suddenly? It feels like I'm being stabbed in the back by him now. It's all because of you that my family is falling apart now. The one who started to cause this family to fall apart was you, Carmen. This is what happens when you don't work together with the rest of your family to try and make things enjoyable. Since you've decided to be so selfish, you've gone and ruined things for everyone now. As Dad is saying, he's selling the house. What? Why would he do that? He had a lot of memories in that house with my mom, and now that she's gone, he no longer wants to live in there with someone like you. There's no point in being around someone as horrible as you. No! There are plenty of points as to why he should still want to live here with me. I need to live here with him. If he sells the house and has me forced out of it, I'll become homeless and have no idea what to do. And like you, I don't even have a job or anything right now. And like you, don't you dare start comparing yourself to me. I'm going to college now, and I plan to be there until I can graduate and take over my mom's company. And I'll have you know that since I first started high school, I've been working at my mom's company as an intern to learn about the real world and make some extra money. Huh? Are you serious? You've known that my mom has been the CEO of her company, right? I've heard little bits about all of that. Well, like I said, that company is going to become mine. So right now, I've been putting in a lot of effort studying for such a high position. I wanted to work for her for a bit at the top, but now that she's gone, I'll have to do everything myself now. But luckily, before I get to that point, Luke is going to be stepping in to support the company and me. Which means while I'm still in school, I'll also be taking time to work with him to make sure I can learn literally everything in order to keep the company going when I take over. Huh? Why would my brother be getting involved in any of that? Are you after Luke now or something? That's why you never got out of this house. Why would I ever be after him? Come on now. To me, Luke is like a hero of mine. He's a very well put together man and is completely different from everyone else his age. So different, in fact, that he's like an alien to you. What the hell? Are you trying to pick on me now? Well, as a matter of fact, that is me picking on you. But I shouldn't waste my time doing that now. I have to really focus on what all I need to work on and study next while Luke is going in and making sure the company stays upright. He's going to be leaving his job soon as well and becoming an employee for my mom's company in order to be there full-time and put all his energy into it. My mom and him had plans for if something like this were ever to happen, and luckily they had agreed on everything that needed to be done. So that company is going to be just fine for now. I never had any idea that stuff like that had been going on. I didn't even know that Luke, of all people, was that invested into your guys' relationship and everything. That's because all you've done with your life is sit around the house all day, wasting all of Dad's hard-earned money on games and online shopping. All you've ever done is what you've wanted to do, and not a single thing else. That's why you never knew anything was going on with us. That's why you couldn't even tell that you're not your dad's real child. So what? We've had the money to do whatever we wanted to with it, so what's wrong with me wanting to use it all up to do what I want? What I'm saying is you never did anything for the family. You never even did anything to benefit yourself, and that's what's about to bite you in the butt now. You're about to be kicked out of the house, and how exactly are you going to be able to live on your own? I'm really worried about that, but you're in the same boat as me now, right? I've been planning to leave the house for a while now since I'm going to college out of town, so I've already signed the lease on a small apartment for myself. So I'll be moving there soon and begin my studies. I'll also be getting some money from my mom, and Dad will be willing to stay in touch in case I ever need anything. Why is my dad going to help you out, even though he's choosing to throw me away? Something like that can't be happening, right? I've been his daughter for a lot longer than you have. This is not a problem relating to how long either of us has been his daughter. Nobody knew that my mom was going to be passing away that quickly in an accident of that caliber. But my mom had plans for things like this because she was always worried about what would happen after she was gone. She made sure to think about myself, about Luke, about Dad, and that's why we've all been thinking about her as well. But because you never did anything with yourself besides complain all the time about my mom and I, and would just spend all your dad's money, nobody's put any thought into what'll happen with you next. You poor, poor thing. Who are you calling a poor thing? Are you really calling me that right now? You're an idiot. Talking down to me like that of all people? This is how things have turned out for someone as hopeless as you. And I think this is the perfect ending for you. What am I supposed to do from now on? If I'm really abandoned by everyone, I'll be screwed. Say something to my dad. Tell him that it's not right for him to abandon someone like me. It's because of you that all of this is happening to me after all. So you have to do that for me in return, right? Screw you. Are you really 6 years older than me? Or did the foster home you're from just tell Dad the wrong age? I can't believe this. You have to be in elementary school still if you think you can blame some stranger for your problems and then ask them to save you after throwing a fit. I'm done talking to you. If you want his help so bad, then how about you go and tell him he's wrong for leaving you? Because I'm finished with all your BS. I have had it up to here taking care of such a baby like you. You don't have to say that. The three of us are leaving the house and will continue to talk to one another like family because we are family. But not one of us has room in our hearts for a spoiled baby like you anymore. And out of the three of us, I'm the most likely to kill you if I ever come across you again after what you said about my mom's death. Back then, things were a little bit different. You don't have to get all upset with me about what I was saying then. You and I are still sisters, right? Let's be friends again. Now? Are you serious? I had asked you many times before my mom passed to be friends, to the point I can't even count them anymore. I just wanted to be kind to one another, even if it wasn't how we truly felt on the inside. But every single time I asked, the only thing that came out of your mouth were insults, and then you telling my mom and I to leave. All of that when none of us besides my mom and I had been related to one another by blood. Back then, I had no idea about the truth regarding my family, so how was I supposed to care about what I was saying? I'm saying sorry now, aren't I? Let's be kind to one another now, all right? I don't want you in my life anymore. I'm going to block your number now. What? I guess things really are going to happen just the way you'd been hoping. We're all going to be leaving that house. But it's not just me this time, but all of you as well, right? I guess you're not that good at telling the future after all. Goodbye forever now. Good luck living on the streets, you frickin' bitch. And how about while you're out there, you learn what it's like to be an adult? And just like that, I had no more patience inside me for Carmen, and I blocked her number as well as all her social media accounts. Then my dad went and sold the house to one of his friends, and that forced Luke and Carmen to have to leave the house as well. Carmen ran crying to her dad, telling him not to throw her away, but the last thing he had to say is that a monster like her was not his daughter, which drove the point that he wasn't joking around deep into her rotten heart. After we had all moved out, we continued to still talk to one another and help each other out like family, only this time without the annoying whining of that bratty girl Carmen. I was able to safely move into my new apartment with one of my friends, actually, where we'll be sharing this place while studying for 4 years at college. Luke was able to find himself a house closer to the company my mom was in charge of before her passing, and has now started his new job there as the COO while the company makes plans for me to become the next CEO. Thankfully, Luke has told me that he won't be making any major changes to the company while he's in charge, and that he will always talk with me first to get my opinion on things if he does have to do something. And as for my dad, he was able to find a new place in town, much smaller than the house he sold off, but just right for a single man like himself to enjoy. His heart really was destroyed by not only losing his wife, but also having to hear all those words out of someone he assumed was his daughter's mouth. As a way of thanking him for everything he'd done and to keep him from becoming lonely, Luke and I went out and got him a puppy that he can now take care of. And then we have Carmen. I haven't heard much else about her after we left that house, but what Luke has told me is that he got one call from her, and she was calling him from a payphone since her phone had broken and she had no money for a new one. There she was, crying and begging for him to help her out with some money because she was tired of having to sleep under a bridge every night, but Luke said not a single word and chose to hang up on her. She was the one that decided to never grow up any while living in such a fortunate household, so this was the only path she had laid out ahead of her, and she'll have to walk it forever now.
Hi, Evan. It's Tom. Can I ask you a question?
Sure, what's your question?
I haven't heard any progress about the project you're working on right now.
Oh, sorry, I'm working on it now. I got the edited document from you like 10 minutes ago, so I need to make changes.
You're still working on it? Seriously?
Yes, I mean, I could have finished it during work hours if you gave it to me a little earlier.
Okay, and? Are you blaming it on me?
No, I'm not.
This is what happens when you don't check everything beforehand. You are so useless.
I did ask everyone to see if they needed help with anything, including you.
You need to double check. I'm always busy unlike you, so I was probably not paying attention.
Sorry to say this, but you were looking at golf clubs online.
That's because I need to go golfing with the head of our business partner this weekend.
I didn't know about this. I should have been receiving emails from them too.
I got a call from them today, and it's just going to be the two of us.
I see. Anyways, I'll get it done by today. What time do you want this done by?
Within 3 hours.
Okay, I'll try and get it done within 2 hours.
Make sure you don't stay that long.
Why?
You're wasting electricity. It's not free, you know. Should I charge you for that?
Why only me? There are other people here also, and to be honest, I don't want to work overtime either.
You don't want to work in general, huh? Also, you are saying that you don't want to work overtime, but you probably leave some work undone on purpose so you get paid more, because the payment is better than your working hours.
Can you please listen to me first before you make that statement? I'm in charge of 3 big projects, so there's no way that I can finish all of it during work hours. So that's the reason why I need to work overtime. It's not because I get paid more, okay?
I shouldn't have hired an incompetent person like you in the first place. I need to talk to HR about this.
Why would you need to talk to them about me?
Because you're a loss for the company.
Really? I think I'm making a profit for the company.
How? You're working overtime on purpose, and you just chat with people during the day.
That's because I'm helping people with their work. I don't want to waste my time talking about things that aren't related to work.
Yeah, that's an excuse. You need to work extra hard if you still want to be here.
Actually, I think I'm the only hard worker here in my department along with Brian.
I have no clue what you're saying, but since you work under me, I will force you to work for the hours you wasted.
Including lunch hours?
Of course. I eat lunch at my desk while doing work, unlike you, who goes out to eat. Why don't you try to be like me? I'm a competent person who gets work done early and leaves work every day right after working hours.
I think I already worked those lunch hours by working overtime. Also, I don't mind you leaving after working hours, but can you at least explain to the other people about the project and whatever editing you did that day instead of yelling at me? I have too much things to do.
It's not enough. Excuse me? When did I yell at you?
You yell at me every day.
I'm just lecturing you.
No, you're targeting me. You just don't like me going home after working hours, right? I know because you assign me work 5 to 10 minutes before I end my shift. I'm doing too much work, so I would appreciate it if you could divide some work to other people in the team, like Brian. He's a hard worker and sometimes helps me with the projects I'm working on.
You got some damn nerve to say something like that, even though you don't work. Brian works hard unlike you, so stop complaining and work, okay? Don't be on your phone.
You texted me first, and I'm just replying to your texts.
Do you want me to fire you?
Why all of a sudden?
Because it seems like you want to argue with me all the time.
I'm talking to you normally, you just think that way. I actually don't have a problem quitting.
You don't need to act tough. I know that you're panicking now. LOL.
I'm not. Now please excuse me, I have work to do. The next day... Hey Brian, sorry for texting you after your shift, but can I ask you for a favor?
Hi Evan. Sure. What's up?
I don't feel too well lately, so do you think that you could help me with the projects?
Of course. Wait, were you doing everything on your own?
Yeah, because Tom told me to take care of it.
Why didn't you ask me?
I didn't want to bother you, plus I thought that I could do it on my own, but my body is telling me to give up and ask for help.
Hey, don't say that. Let me help you. I don't want you to collapse.
I'm doing my best not to let that happen. Thank you, Brian. You're the only one in the department that I can count on.
Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you trust me. Actually, why doesn't Tom ever help you?
I do ask him, but he says the same thing every time. I'm busy preparing documents for the meeting or meeting with someone from our business partners. This time he says that he's going golfing with the head of one of our business partners.
What? He said that he's going on a golfing trip with a Hooters girl this weekend.
What? Seriously? Wow, he lied to me.
Yeah, he's trash. He makes excuses so he doesn't need to do anything. He even watches YouTube videos which he calls educational videos when it's sports and short clips of movies. He said that by watching those, he can brainstorm how to market the company, but it doesn't have anything to do with our industry.
He doesn't take his job seriously. Hey, but at least he likes you, though. He really hates me, and it's stressful hearing him yell every single day.
OMG, I hear him every day before I leave the company. Sorry for not being able to help you. He has no right to yell at you like that. He doesn't understand that all of the projects are successful because of you.
It's okay. I don't listen to him anyway. Don't worry. He'll face problems someday.
True. It's just a matter of time, LOL. Anyways, let's meet up tomorrow to discuss what I should help you with.
Thank you so much for helping me, Brian. Talk to you tomorrow.
No problem. See you tomorrow. Take a good rest tonight.
A few days later...
Evan, get your ass to work. Where the hell are you? You're late.
What? You didn't hear anything? Were you at the meeting this morning?
No, because I don't need to attend. I just came in now.
I never heard of a boss who doesn't attend a meeting. Anyway, I need to be hospitalized for a week because of my chest pain and severe headaches. I think it's because I've been working too hard. I'm sorry for your inconvenience, but would appreciate your cooperation.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You're taking off from work for a week just for that reason?
This can lead to a heart attack or stroke. It's pretty life-threatening.
You are going to cause a problem for the company again. You're probably lying.
No, I'm not. I'm actually hospitalized right now. I was carried to the hospital yesterday.
That's just an excuse because you don't want to come in for work, right?
Please don't say that. It's not. This is what happens when you work too much. I would appreciate it if you could work things out so our other employees don't have to go through this.
Why would I listen to a person who slacks off during work?
You don't need to be that rude, you know.
Who's going to do your job then?
I asked Brian because I thought it was easier to ask him than you because he's helped me with some of it.
Wow. I feel so bad for Brian because now he needs to take over your work you probably haven't done.
Actually, we're almost done preparing for the 3 projects.
Hey, if you have time to text now, can you come to work? I bet you're grabbing coffee somewhere, so come to the office immediately. Don't leave your work to Brian.
What?
You heard me. You will get fired if you don't come in within 30 minutes.
I just told you that I'm at the hospital now, so I can't go.
Stop lying.
I'm not. I can send you pictures, but I know that you'll just say that I picked up the pics from the internet, so I won't do that. Now, will you excuse me? It's almost time for me to do a few examinations, so I need to go. A few hours later...
You didn't come, so you're fired.
What?
I gave you 30 minutes, but you decided not to show up. It's fine because we don't need someone who doesn't want to work here.
Oh my god, do you ever listen to me? Do you want me to send you screenshots of the conversation we had 30 minutes ago?
You don't need to because it's a waste of time.
You should listen to people because it can be something important, you know?
I do listen to people, but not you. I will get started with your retirement process, so you don't need to come in from tomorrow, okay?
Wait, I didn't submit my resignation letter yet. Plus, you don't even have the authority to fire me.
Yes, I do. I will fire you for lying. About the resignation letter, I wrote it for you.
What? That's illegal.
So, who cares about that? I submitted it and it's already accepted, so you're done. Don't ever come back.
Well, I don't even have a word to say.
Appreciate me that I did it for you.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you. I wanted to quit anyway.
I bet that you're going to be crying later on, LOL.
I think that you'll be the one who's gonna cry. Are you 100% sure you want me gone?
Yes.
Okay then, I don't care if you face problems later on. Bye. A few days later...
Why aren't you picking up? I've been calling you many times.
What do you want? I'm busy.
Busy? You're probably doing nothing.
Why are you still rude even after I quit?
Come to the office right now. It's an emergency.
What?
You're not fired, so if you come and apologize, I will forgive you and let you work here again.
Is your brain made out of Fruit Loops or something?
Excuse me?
You're the one who fired me. Let me guess, you still can't do anything without me, right?
Yes, so just shut up and come to work. We're in trouble.
Of course you are, because I was in charge of almost all the projects. Brian helped me, but he doesn't fully understand everything. Now, do you realize who you fired?
I didn't expect for this to happen. Why is this happening?
Well, let me see. You made all your coworkers do all the projects without explanation, and while you were watching YouTube videos and shopping online, reported everything as your credit, even though it wasn't, and yelled at people all day, every day, and leave the earliest.
Damn! Shut up! Being a boss is tough and stressful.
You weren't even doing anything. What are you talking about?
Yes, I was. You just didn't know.
Oh, and looks like you had a date with a Hooter girl this weekend when you said that you were gonna go golfing with the company's business partner.
What? Who told you?
I'm not gonna tell you. You not arguing back means that it's true, right?
Hey, shut up and just come back. I know that you're in some kind of trouble because you are not working right now, right? I could go talk to the HR and cancel the resignation.
What trouble?
Money-wise and mental health issue. You probably lost your confidence and feel lonely now, right?
I don't have those problems because I already found a new job.
What? New job?
Yeah, I now work at my friend's company. He originally approached me, but I turned it down because I wanted to challenge myself to work at a big company. But it wasn't what I expected, so I thank you for making me quit the company.
Why did you find a new job without my permission? I never allowed for you to do that.
I don't need your permission because it's my decision. Anyway, I wanted to work somewhere else, so I have nothing to do with you.
Are you seriously not coming back?
Yes, do you not understand what I just said?
We are panicking now. Please. I will apologize from the bottom of my heart. Do you not care about us?
You're just saying that to save yourself, right? I will not accept the apology, and I don't care because I don't have anything to do with you or the company, so deal with it by yourself. I thought you said that you were a competent person.
Please don't say that. If we get into trouble, I will be responsible for everything.
Yeah, and? Are you gonna run away from this? Maybe you should experience this once. Why don't you go and talk to someone else about this? If there is anyone, though.
I asked everyone, but they all said that you're in charge.
Well, sorry, but I'm busy now and I don't have time to read it over or something.
I did, but I don't understand anything.
Proves that you weren't doing anything and didn't bother to check the project beforehand. Looks like you were the one that was at a loss for the company. Bye, scumbag. After the incident, since I had no reason to go back, Tom panicked and didn't know what to do. The project failed and it resulted in financial loss and a bad reputation. The company was furious about this and also found out what he'd actually been doing during his working hours, and the fake resignation letter that he created. The company demanded compensation and fired him, and now he's in debt. He doesn't know what to do and is homeless now, feeling miserable, but since it's his own fault, I don't feel bad for him at all.